Eager throws to the right, towards that receiver, caught in the end zone between two defenders, and Ram Valley is rolling.
And now, Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Now the Cougars facing a second and a zip code. Down the middle pass to Nicholas, caught!
30 seconds.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Ace Hardware, Williams Brothers Auto Service, the Lotus Garden Restaurant, Tate's Auto Center, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, Lacey Weeks at Wallach & Volk Mortgage, Mountain Comfort Heating and Cooling, Cellular One, ProBuild in Snowflake and Sholo, Sunrise Park Resorts, the Indian Pine Restaurant, and Sholo Ford. Drive one.
And you're hot.
Good evening. Welcome to Sholo High School, a special edition of high school football today here as we get set for All-Star action. Division 4 and 5 All-Stars to be precise. Camden Smith, Mike Side with Bill London, and we're just about set for the opening tip on this one. This game being broadcast live on iTalk 106.7 FM, KNKI Pine Top, a Kopenicky communication station, and also worldwide on the web. You can watch tonight's game at italk1067.com. Then again, you can watch this game in a couple of weeks on City 4 TV, available on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at 7 o'clock, and then again at 1:30 in the afternoon on Saturdays on City 4 TV. Our compliments to our students of Sholo High School and Jerry Butler, our executive producer, here today as we get set for the opening tip here. Before we do that, though, Bill, we will talk a little bit about some of these players, and there's some great athletes out there today, Bill.
Well, I tell you what, you're absolutely right. Nice mix. You know, everybody's got their helmets from their schools, but there's some big kids down there. It's going to be fun to watch tonight's game.
So Jake Zeiler's one of those kids, St. John's senior that graduated this year, outside linebacker. And you take a look down the North All-Stars, there's a lot of kids that we've recognized for many years. Let's go downstairs, and we got the coin toss here, and I believe, is it Paul Hancock?
All right.
Ron, we'll check in with Ron in a second.
Call it in the air, and I'll catch him. Okay.
Tails.
Oh, it's Coach Reisdorf with the coin toss.
Okay, guys, step up. It's heads.
Where's the fur?
You do fur? Yeah. I'm going to let Mr. Hancock make the signals.
Okay, so the North has won the toss. They elect to defer, and will I believe they're still deciding which end zone they're going to defend here. But let's talk a little bit more, Bill, about some of these other players.
Well, absolutely. You look at Round Valley. Round Valley well represented. They've got 5 kids out there for the Round Valley Elks, and that speaks volumes. Again, I think Division 5 they took second, lost in the championship, but an awesome year for the Round Valley Elks. Congratulations to them. You know, looking down the page, obviously it's a good mix. All of our teams from the North, St. John's represented, Snowflake represented, Sholo, and Blue Ridge. You know, some of the kids that couldn't make it, obviously prior obligations, whether it's getting ready for whatever they're going on to next or work, but there are some guys that couldn't make it, especially when you look here on the north side of the roster. A lot more kids, I think, represented in the South.
Yeah, we, as we mentioned before we did the coin toss, a lot of these kids that we've had the pleasure of calling their names, some of them for the past 3 or 4 years, we've had opportunities to talk about these kids, and what a unique opportunity for these kids to be able to play together on one team. We'll step away as we honor America in the singing of our national anthem. We'll be back with the opening kickoff next. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of the 2014 State All-Star Game on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com. Hey, yeah, at least 60 here. 90 preferably. Actually, we'll go 60. Go 60. Hey, Ron, we got disconnected from our IP. I don't know if you're still streaming or not.
With new activation. Come into Cellular One today and see why more people are switching. My name is...
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does. And like that, you're a job creator.
20 seconds. Here's your audio.
Bill. Live connected with Cellular One. Free with new activation for a limited time. Some restrictions apply. See store for complete details.
Here's your intro. And you're hot.
Welcome back to Show High School and the 2014 State All-Star Game presented by Show Ford on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com. Also on presented by Buddy's All-Star. And Buddy's All-Star is a company that provides, from my understanding, provides a bunch of the uniforms all over the state, perhaps all over the nation. They provided about $7,000 worth of uniforms and in-kind donations here for this All-Star Game. So our hats off to them for taking care of these kids across the state of Arizona. It is Borrego, Donnie Borrego from Show High School, who will put foot into it to get this game underway. Ricky Hampton back. And one other. It'll go to the up man, though, at the 22, to the 25, out to the 30-yard line. He'll be drugged down there at the 33-yard line. And these kids have waited about 4 or 5 months to be able to play this game. That was Justin Johnson on the return.
Out at Northwest Christian, Justin Johnson. Yeah, again, nice field position for the South as they're going to come all the way out to the 32-yard line. You know, it's funny, Camden. We've seen the wind blowing, kind of some, unusually windy and blustery days. Today, absolutely beautiful. Actually, kind of hot out there. We'll see how that affects these guys.
And the quarterback for the South is Kyle Johnson from Seton Catholic. And the handoff is stripped and dropped. Going to be recovered by the, looks like the South picks it up, and it's picked up there by Ian Campos from Florence.
Yeah, it looked like Ian Campos out of Florence, did come up with the recovery, but as you mentioned, I think the attended running back, Caleb Bush, fumbled out of San Carlos. He loses the ball immediately, and just a good bit of awareness by Ian Campos, who makes the play.
Opening paragraph of the first, a loss of about 4 on the play, brings up 2nd and 14 for the South. And in the gun, the snap handed off on a sweep to the right side and in the backfield. Ian Campos with the drop, or rather Chris Padilla on the tackle, and we got our first injury of the evening with a South player down at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looks like, actually I can't really tell who it is.
Well, this is what you talked about, this Bill, off mic, about, these kids haven't played in a while, and they're playing the best talent in the state, presumably with the All-Stars here. Obviously coming into this with very little practice time and very little conditioning, and this is certainly one of those games where injuries are going to
be a
concern.
I will tell you, you've got some very athletic guys on the field in every position. And so, obviously, an advantage. But a lot of these guys working hard, getting ready to go. But, I think there is something to be said for football shape, and that is when you're prepping, getting ready to actually put on pads, get out there and play the game. And any guy, even if he's athletic and in good shape, I think, we take a period of time to get used to hitting all the other good things. And these guys don't get a whole lot of prep. They come in at it. Again, a lot of them have been working hard anyway. They know this game's coming. Also, a lot of them want to go on and play elsewhere, so they're working hard anyway. But unfortunately, you see a guy get tied up a little bit. Looks like a big guy. Looks like it's Will Gades out of Northwest Christian. Again, one of the big linemen, number 54, as they're carting him off, not to his own sideline, but directly to the locker room. So obviously not a good sign for Will Gades, as he's going to make an early exit.
So the South will be down a man as the North defense has been pretty effective here in this opening stanza. You know, this is a game that favors defense, I think, Bill. Offensively, not a lot of time to put much into the practices with the shortened practice schedule.
It is definitely easier to play defense early on than it is to get your offense down. I would say that, especially if there's no restrictions, blitzing, certain alignments or stunts, it makes it really hard on the offense, absolutely.
Third down and 13 from the 28. Campos in the backfield along with Kyle Johnson, who's in the gun. And on third down, the snap with four wide receivers rather. And a throw deep downfield, down the center of the field, almost picked off by the North. Mitchell Wider from Thatcher, Arizona, was the only man there, and he dove to try to get a pick but wasn't quite there.
I would say he wasn't the only guy there. Chris Glass was the intended receiver, and he was behind him. He actually was wide open. Again, just a little bit too much air. Maybe the winds held it up. Just couldn't get the ball to him, but he was behind the defense. And again, one thing that you have to be impressed with, the offensive line did a great job as far as creating a big pocket, lots of time. He had to step up and make that big throw, just coming up a little short. So with that, it looks like it's going to be 4th and 13, Camden.
South will be forced to punt here. Kyle Johnson looks like he's set to punt. Lehigh Caldwell and Bryce Rove back for the North. They stand at the 25. Now they'll move up to the 30-yard line. Good snap and a fake. They're going to throw deep down the left side this time and cut at the 45-yard line. Michael Bauer on the reception, but a penalty marker thrown at the point of contact. It'll be good for a Mountain Comfort Heating and Cooling first down if it stands, but it is likely going to be pass interference on the North.
It looked like it was on Amelia Duran out of Morenci. Again, had actually good position, but kept his hands on him as he was going down the field. And again, thinking he was probably going to be kicked, perhaps. Really didn't pay attention to the ball was in the air.
Well, you know, Johnson has, passing-wise, completed 64% of his passes in his senior year. And he picks up a big first down here for the South. Johnson to throw again. Here to the right side, and it's incomplete. Intended for Tyler Bales on the flat here on the right side. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Tyler Bales out of Santan, just kind of a big, tall guy. Good target anyway. Went around, just a quick little out, threw it out to the flat. Just couldn't connect. Again, it's timing. Quarterback not really used to the receiver.
Johnson takes a snap from the gun again, and the handoff. Gonna go straight ahead. Aaron Fanning this time with a couple. Off tackle right side. Fanning from Rio Rico has a couple yards.
Fanning, as you mentioned, one of those kind of like quick feet guys, a cutting guy, runs around and makes a nice little cut, got a few yards. But the defense really closes in good for the North.
Johnson will send 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. From the gun again on third down, in trouble. It's going to get him in the backfield. Sack for a loss.
I tell you what, kudos to Brody Bell out of Round Valley. What a play. Comes in from the far side, outside and defensive end. Takes on the block, stuffs the block, and then makes the tackle. Just a strong physical play, which you would expect from that position, and he did it absolutely textbook.
9:51 left to play here in the first quarter. Johnson drops back to punt again. Think the South will be ready, or you think the North will be ready for a fake punt this time?
I tell you what, the Sun, though, it'll be interesting if the Sun...
Johnson gets it away. It's an end-over-ender angle to the far sideline. Bounces out at the 20. Call it the 19-yard line. They'll mark it right at the 20. It'll be an 80-yard field for the North on their opening possession.
I tell you, directional punt that time. And a nice job. Gets it inside the 20, 19. But no chance for a return for the the North is, again, just a directional kick to their own sideline, the far side.
Looking at Johnson throughout the season, he's had just a terrific year last year. He also carried the ball for significant yardage on the season, decent yardage, I should say. And the snap now is the North trying to get stuff going as Ty Reedhead will hand off to Kelly Wood in the backfield, but a little mishap on the exchange. Ball hits the ground. Wood able to pick it up, but it'll be no gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Well, the South playing a 3-4 again. You saw a good.
The throw. Throws it to the right side, and it's incomplete. Threw it into traffic towards Jake Seiler that time. And the big wide receiver had a defender draped all over him.
Doug Osborne out of Combs really does a great job, and I think that you have to credit the defense for being right there. Immediately there's contact and knocks the ball free. A great job by Doug Osborne.
Under 6.5 to play now here in the first. No score. Second down and 10. North All-Stars just across midfield at the South 49. Trip formation to the left. Reedhead loses a handle on the snap, and he is somehow able to come back up with it. Pulls it in after it looked like he was for sure going to lose that.
Well, I tell you what, you really have to credit the defense for that. He loses the handle on it, but instead of trying to jump on it, they try to pick it up. And luckily and it's a big guy too. It's, they've got all thumbs.
Hey, all-star game, man. They're looking for a pick six.
Absolutely. So the big fella couldn't come up with it, and Ty Reedhead it comes right back to him, gets a chance to lay on it. But 3rd and long.
Reedhead in the gun. Trips left again. Single receiver to the right. Single back in the backfield. Flanks him to his right. Looking to throw. Going deep down the right side. And it is incomplete. Tyus Sarnowski from Payson High School on the intended receiver near the 28-yard line, but couldn't come up with it.
I tell you what, he looked like he had it for a second there, just couldn't hang on to it, but what a throw. A lot of air underneath at that time by Ty Reedhead, but a great play underneath by Sarnowski. Well defended, didn't have a lot of space. Elijah Throckmorton makes a play, but I tell you what, pretty exciting ball already.
And so the North will be forced to punt. Hampton back to receive for the South. This one an end-over-ender that's going to bounce at the 25 and will go out of bounds at about the 24. Joseph Torrio calling for the fair catch, and it goes out of bounds.
At the 29, 28-yard line.
Hey, let's go! They call it out. Yeah, they call it out at the 28. Five minutes and 23 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. No score. Second possession of the evening for the South. It's been some good football so far, and if you're out there listening, this is an opportunity for you to get down here and enjoy some great football. We invite you down to Show Low High School, where it's the 2014 State All-Star Game.
Also, it's broadcast on City 4 TV.
And is available on our website. You can watch it there at italk1067.com. Johnson in the gun again for the South. Single back in the backfield. Low snap, picks it up, throws to his left, and it is incomplete, out of bounds, and we had a whistle before the pass got to the receiver. Let's go downstairs and check in with Ron Everingham. Ron?
Down here on the sidelines with Chris Johnson of Blue Ridge. Chris, I noticed on the sideline one of the coaches saying, I like that Johnson kid. He's just hustling. Going into a game like this, what's your mindset? What are you thinking?
I mean, it's a big deal. I mean, I got as you saw, I got to be a captain of the game. I mean, it's a huge deal for me. I mean, going into college, I mean, it helps scouts and everything. I mean, I love these guys to death. I've been working with them for 3 days, and these guys are a great group of guys, man. They play hard, and I love them to death.
Awesome. Stay safe out there.
All right, thanks, Ron. And Chris Johnson, of course, that standout running back that helped the Yellow Jackets take home the hardware this year.
Hey, a hard guy to find when he doesn't want to be found, and then when he wants to show his presence, comes up and can light you up.
4:46 left to play, clock rolling here in the first quarter, and on 3rd down and 8, Johnson sends 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Single back in the backfield behind him, looking to throw, looks left, now comes right, has a man open, but he overthrows him, and it's picked off! It's going to be picked off by Bryce Rove of Show High School.
A great job by Bryce Rove again, throwing to a spot. The quarterback's throwing to a spot. Bryce Rove defended it well. Had the right position, goes up big, makes the catch in the air at the high point, and hangs on to it as he got hit immediately.
Second possession of the game now for the North, as they'll take advantage of an opportunity here.
Hey, who's this wide out?
Wide receiver to the far side of the formation, and a double tight set here as Reed had. Single receiver here to the near side, and nobody covering him. Handed to Cook, and Cook pulls his way down, but lost the handle on the football. Delau says he's got it. He stripped it from Cook. Official says no, he was down already. Now they're going to have a huddle right at the 40-yard line to determine whether or not he was down. It looked like Cook and Delau just collided face to face. Delau just took it away from him.
I tell you what a shot by the defensive player that time. You mentioned it, it's Delau. Matt Delau out of Northwest Christian comes up hard, makes hard contact, takes the ball, strips the ball, and no time at all. Well defended. And again, another turnover, and the ball right back in the hands of the South.
First down and 10 for the South with 4:14 left to play here in the first quarter. And get a chance to listen to that north sideline. They are fired up after that. And Johnson will go to the gun, taps his helmet as he steps up, has a single back in the backfield. One receiver to the right, that's Delau on the right side. He low snap, and Brody Bell along with Josh Irigoyen.
Josh Irigoyen out of both of them, actually, Brody Bell and Irigoyen out of Round Valley, penetrating immediately. We've seen several snaps mishandled by the South. Again, that's another one. It's reaching his feet. Quarterback Johnson's trying to pick it up off the ground. Nice job by that defensive front of the Round Valley Elks, who it was all Round Valley.
Second down and 14.
Again, so single back set. Johnson again striking across his chest. The snap comes back to him. He's looking right down the middle of the field. Pressure from the outside. Brody Bell comes up, makes a hard tackle, and he cannot be blocked. Coming in from the far side, defensive end. Johnson kind of throws the ball down in disgust. No time at all, and that's tough for any quarterback.
Brody Bell, a kid who's not real tall, but he's one of those prospects that I gotta think that there's a lot of schools out there would like a guy with this kind of tenacity.
I tell you what, you gotta like the physicalness. Again, coming from that defensive end, really being met back there and just steamrolling his way through, putting pressure on the quarterback.
Third down and a zip code now for Johnson. Fires one to the left to Hampton. Hampton catches it, trying to pick his way through traffic over on the left side. Seiler going to trip him up and knock him out of bounds just after he crosses midfield at the 48-yard line.
Lehigh Caldwell, another one out of Snowflake, does a great job. And really, it's just about using the sideline as another defender, really just holding up, letting him make his cut, meeting him at the line. Not much of a gain for the South. Well defended by the North.
Rove and Lehigh Caldwell back to receive for the North. Johnson to punt from his 40-yard line. And backpedaling is Caldwell at the 6-yard line. He puts up a fair catch signal and looked like he wanted to run after.
I think that's when he wanted back. Again, deep into his own, or inside his 10, 5-yard line.
2 minutes, 28 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. No score, and the North pin back in the shadows of their own goalposts at their 6-yard line here for their third possession of the game. And so far it's been a defensive struggle. We talked a little bit about how the practice schedule this week would favor the defense of both teams, but
yeah, being a brute is kind of easy for these guys. Some of these defensive guys, again, the offense, it takes its timing. It's really a little bit harder to come together so quickly.
There's a snap to Reedhead, handed off to Wood. Wood trying to fight his way off tackle left side. He gets across the 5-yard line. He's going to be dropped for a loss. James Taus, the first man there for the South.
I tell you what, and when you look at field position, it really is an advantage to the defense. Inside the 5, the pressure, these guys are teeing up and going hard.
And Let's go downstairs and check in with Ron Everingham. Ron?
Okay, we're down here on the sideline with Round Valley Oak, Brody Bell. Brody, looks like you're having some fun out there. They just can't stop you or what?
It's a blast. I love football. Our coaches, we're well coached. I love our coaching staff. They told us to get with it, get ready, hit these boys, and play all out.
Awesome. Well, you keep going hard out there.
All right, and thanks, Ron. Reedhead keeps right side, gets a couple yards across the 5 out to the 7-yard line.
Again, Ty Reedhead gets around the right side and does a nice job. We saw defensively coming up hard, kind of overran him as he made his cut. Not an easy guy to bring down. We saw that all last year during the football season. Does a nice job again, and a smart, conservative play, gets the ball out to the 10-yard line. Still quite a ways to go, 3rd and 7.
We got it, tight end. Hey, we got it, tight end.
And some personnel issues as Jake Zeiler looked like he was going to come in for a moment. Now he comes off the field. Now he goes back out. And
hey, you know, one thing you got to like, his helmet matches the red jerseys.
That's right.
The St. John's kid does.
And 3rd down and 7 from the 10-yard line. Reedhead in the gun, 2 backs with him, back in the backfield. Double wides, left and right. Looking deep left side, Zeiler turns, tries to make the grab, but he's going to be knocked out of bounds.
Looked like Ruben
Garcia. Garcia on the coverage.
Coronado, Ruben Garcia out of Coronado did a great job defensively. As soon as contact's made, he comes up, makes a hit, knocks the ball loose. Well played by Ruben.
Justin Johnson is one of those back for the South, and Ricky Hampton, they stand inside their 40, well, actually inside the north 45-yard line on the north side of the field.
You know, our spotter, Mike Caldwell, had mentioned it's not often you see a number 62 on a return, and we've seen him, the deep back, Justin Johnson, out of Northwest Christian. But they've got him playing D-back. That might be just a number that's available.
Torrio gets off a booming punt down the far sideline, and it's going to go out of bounds, and now some pushing and shoving between the South and the North. At the 50-yard line, a little fireworks at midfield as these two teams square off, and maybe taking to some exception to some of the physical play out there.
Absolutely. You know what? Again, you got to give these guys credit. They worked hard all last year to get to this game, and really a lot of good effort already early into this thing.
Yeah, I think one of the things that these kids, an advantage that they have over their time as seniors in high school is that there's a lot of maturity that happens after you graduate. There's a lot of time to reflect and think about what you want to do in life, and I think some of these guys realize that this may be the last time they get a chance to play, last chance to strap on a helmet. They're going to go all out.
And I think there is something to be said for playing with your peers. You know, you want to make sure you want to show something. It's your opportunity to shine, and you've got some great talent out there, and these guys obviously getting off to a great start.
Trips right, single receiver left, and the pass intended for Hampton, threw it behind him. Johnson missed him on the play. He was open. Bowman on the coverage. He had a step on Bowman, but he threw it behind him and he could not catch it.
Well, Kyle Johnson out of Seton Catholic, and again, a school that has really solid quarterbacks. I think you got to credit the defensive front all night long, or all game so far. Lots of pressure, early pressure, and he's not wasting any time. Gets the ball off quick.
No score, under a minute to play here in the first quarter. Hand it to Fanny. Fanny with room. Crosses midfield, 45, out to the 30. Or rather the 40, and it will be upended inside the 35-yard line. Lehigh Caldwell, the first one there, as the South finally getting some offense going.
3 great cuts by Aaron Fanning out of Rio Rico. Again, starts up the inside, cuts out, cuts left, quick cut, turns it back upfield, makes another couple cuts, ends up getting the first and more. Outstanding job, good blocking, gave him a chance to get into the interior line.
At the 31, hand to Fanning again, slips a tackle, then he's going to be stood up and pushed backwards by Finch at the 35-yard line. And Tanner Finch says that's enough of that.
Yeah, you know what? Again, just a nice little slice, trying to find some space between a couple guys. Turns sideways, but Tanner Finch, again, comes up, makes a hard hit, drives him back defensively. They follow and do a great job stopping him for a loss.
2nd down and 11. Johnson sends 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Single back in the backfield, no tight ends. Hand to Fanning. Fanning hit in the backfield, and it'll be dropped for a loss. Tanner Finch, the first one there to get him.
You know, coached by the Round Valley coach, Tanner Finch out of Round Valley, really wanting to represent all those Round Valley kids. Comes up into the backfield, makes a nice shot on him, knocks him down. Great defensive pressure that time by the North.
And that's the end of the first quarter of action. No score here from Show Low High School. We'll step away. This is Show Low Ford's presentation of the 2014 State All-Star Game on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Need new shingles? Want to save money? Go to K Supply. Building a new deck? Want to save money? Go to K Supply. Need siding? Want to save money? Yep, K Supply saves you money on siding too. K Supply has the best prices and the best selection on roofing, siding, decking, windows, and doors. Even better than the big box stores. So the next time you want to save money, see K Supply in Taylor, Pine Top, and now across from the Dairy Queen in Show Low.
The play is over, then come back to you.
White Mountain Youth Productions bring you local high school sports, and they need your help. Your tax-deductible sponsorship keeps the high school students producing our local sports. To become a sponsor, call City4TV at 928-532-4160.
And you're hot.
Welcome back to Show Low High School and quarter number 2 here of this 2014 State All-Star Game. Camden Smith, Mike side with Bill London. And Mike Caldwell, our spotter and statistician tonight. He's taking stats in his head. Incomplete pass on 3rd down was intended for Hampton. It was broke up there by Lehigh, and the South going to be forced to punt, or rather to attempt a field goal here. And at the 42-yard line, looks like Johnson's set to boot this one. And here's the snap, and the kick is low, and it will be no good. So the North's going to get the ball back and have good field position here in their opening possession of the second quarter. Still no score here. And if you just joined us, an opportunity to get some great football action down here at Show Low High School. Let's go downstairs and check in with Ron Everingham. Ron?
Down here on the south sideline with Aaron Fanning. Aaron, you're just out there from Rio Rico, up here in some cool weather. You having fun this week?
Oh, heck yeah, man. We're like brothers. You know, I give it all to my line on that run. It's a big holes for me, so it's all them.
Awesome. Now going in through this week, what did Coach tell you? Like, did he give you any idea about what your role might be?
My role is just block, run the ball, take care of the ball. You know, we've all come together as a team, as brothers. And, you know, I think it's going to be a pretty good game.
Awesome. You got any plans for next year?
Yeah, I'm going to Piedmont to play football.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. Have fun.
All right, thanks, Ron. And Fanning, a key contributor so far here tonight for the South All-Stars. Seen him get off to a couple of good runs so far. And got timeout on the field. The officials talking something over. They're trying to determine where to spot the ball after this field goal, maybe. It didn't go. It was a live ball, right? Did it end up going through the end zone? So it did go through the end zone. So now I'm not sure why there's a conversation about this. They're talking to the South coaching staff. Gives us an opportunity. We'll see if Ron Everingham can check on what's going on. Maybe we can even interview Paul Hancock, get an explanation. But gives us an opportunity to talk about the coaches this year for the North. The head coach is Marcus Bell out of Round Valley. Assistants Troy Merrill, Brad Baca, Brian Bell, Levi Howard, and Sean Pena. Coaches for the South team, head coach Roger Shanks. Assistants Steve McCain, Dave Innes, Bill McCain, and Scott Howard, along with JT Neal, helping out with the South coaching. And it's a fun opportunity, really a great opportunity for these guys to get a chance to, even as coaching, a chance to. Well, now I think we're getting. All right, I guess we didn't find out why they're having a conversation, but they are going to spot the ball on the 20-yard line here. And back to our conversation, though, about the coaches. Just a great opportunity to get an opportunity to coach these kids for one last time before they move on to college. Okay, so we had special rules. We'll check in with Ron for an explanation on that in just a second. And Reedhead going to keep it to the right side, gets a block. He sprung to the outside, 40, 45, 50. And he could go. 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. North is going to score first. They go 80 yards. Ty Reedhead and Tyus Sarnowski springs him with the block. What a run for the North.
Well, what an outstanding job in a place that Ty Reedhead is used to being in. You know, we've seen that all last year. Again, another guy that, very familiar with the end zone and just outruns everybody down the near side. Great job, Ty Reedhead. Congratulations. First points on the board for today, and especially for the North.
Let's go to Ron Evernham. He's got an update on what happened there at the 20-yard line before that play. Ron?
Yeah, just talking with TJ, one of the officials. He says that they aren't completely clear with the rules that they're supposed to be playing with, but apparently you cannot rush the punter or the kicker if it's within 10 points. So that was the reason for that, and the reason for the slow play right here.
So special. That's the some of the special rules in this All-Star game. Donnie Borrego tacks on the point after try, and with 11:37 left to play here in the second quarter, it is the North on the board first. They lead 7-0. We'll step away. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of the 2014 State All-Star Game on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does. And like that, you're a job creator.
You know, the kind of deck that you don't have to pay.
Camden Smith, Mike side with Bill London. And a 7-0 lead here for the North.
Nice.
Borrego set to kick it away. Fanning back to receive. Will pick it up at the 15-yard line. And Wyatt going to take it back here for the South. Gets it out across the 30, 32-yard line. And welcome back our radio broadcast as we lost our connection there for a moment, but back on the air at iTalk 106.7 FM. That's 106.7 FM. Or you can watch today's game at iTalk1067.com. That's ITALK 1067 And a new quarterback in for the South, and a low snap.
Jacob
Picks it up, hands it to Campos. Joshua Goyen and Brody Bell in on the stop for the North. Tanner Finch also around the ball that time.
Looks like that quarterback is Jacob Frisson out of Push Ridge, which is interesting. You know, they've really got him. Yeah, I guess he's listed as a quarterback.
Yeah, Frisson wearing number 17.
What's the bubble?
And they hand off to Campos. Brody Bell meets him at the line of scrimmage and knocks him down at the 30-yard line, called to 31.
And again, Brody Bell, just one of those speed guys on the outside, gets after, tracks him down, comes back and gets him again for no gain.
Jacob Frisson.
Keep looking.
You know, we don't really have size, but I'll tell you what, 73 Tate Williams out of Camp Verde. He's a big dude.
He is. Frisson from the gun sends 4 receivers out in trouble. Scrambles to the right, throws, and it's caught at the 49, called the 38-yard line. Completion made, good for about 8 yards. And Daniel Shembry from Scottsdale Christian on the reception. Jake Zeiler on the tackle.
Again, 4th and 3. We'll see what. You know, the one thing you like about a game like this, coaches really not too conservative are going to do things they may not ordinarily do in a game. Again, we saw them with the fake punt before.
Play safety. Play safety.
You know, as much fun as this game is, and they play this game for fun, you got to think these coaches really want to win. Tail down, wobbly spiral. Nice punt there by Johnson, and it's angled out inside the 20, and it goes out at the 15. That's his second punt inside the 15. He's got a pretty good leg.
Absolutely. That time we definitely saw it. Bryce Rovave back. Took a bounce. You can see he stepped up, thought about it, let it go. Defensively, Ricky Hampton out of Yuma Catholic does a great job getting downfield. Pressure immediately there that kind of helped Bryce Rovave make his decision, let it go out of bounds.
Johnson, during the regular season this past year, had 22 punts for 860 yards. His average was just under 40 yards per punt. His long was 56, but he didn't have any inside the 20. He's already got 2 here tonight. And a new quarterback for the North. Swing pass as Delmar is the new quarterback. They pass to Johnson, and Johnson lowers his shoulder and fights his way for a first down across the 25 to the 26.
Well, Redmond Delmar out of Monument Valley, again, number 7, a new quarterback for the North, does a great job just kicking the ball out on a little bit of a swing to Chris Johnson, and it's all about finishing. Chris Johnson, not the biggest guy, but strong and speedy, but drops his shoulder, gets those extra yards, gets that first down. Nice job, Chris Johnson out of Blue Ridge.
Redmond Delmar, 187 completions for over 2,500 yards on the season. The handoff is to Cook, and Cook is picked up and pushed backwards by Matt Delau. And Delau's had a couple of big hits here tonight.
Matt Delau, again, we mentioned it, out of Northwest Christian, really comes up. And I tell you what, Nolan Cook is a big guy, and he's a steamroller, right? Well, Matt Delau comes up and just puts him on his back. What a shot by Delau. And again, as we've talked about, you mentioned it, a couple shots early, he's a guy you want to watch.
Trips right, single receiver to the left. Delmar in the gun, and we get a time called. South didn't like the set, and the South wants a timeout to find out how they're going to defend this. And obviously a little bit concerned here, Bill, with Redmond Delmar at the helm. Some of his other statistics, he completed 58% of his passes on the season. And at 26 touchdowns, he only threw 8 picks all season long, and had a quarterback rating of 101 throughout the season. He's the real deal. He's about 6'4", and is a true quarterback prospect.
I tell you what, it is. But the Bath, I tell you what, you're out there with some guys that know how to play. And it's a little bit different. Not to say that he's not a solid guy. You look at him, he's a big quarterback, and obviously he's got a great arm. But the pressure coming at him, again, playing a lot of teams from the north, now you're playing guys that get after you. And so that, not to say he can't do it, he's obviously able to do a great job, but just maybe the timing a little bit faster than what he's used to.
Well, he has a lot to prove here this evening, and a big opportunity to kind of showcase some of his skills with not only against a tougher defense, but also a chance to work with a much possibly improved receiving core.
Well, that's an example right there. Does a great job. Pressured as he rolled out to the near side to his right. And again, no panic whatsoever, just a little shoulder shake, and he gets around the first guy, comes up the sideline, does another one, and then steps out of bounds wisely rather than stay on the field and take a shot.
3rd down and 3 now for the North.
Single back set.
Spotted at the 33-yard line. Single back in the backfield with Delmar. 4 receivers. Cook is the back with him. Now he'll flank him on his left side as he moves. And Redmond looking to throw. Steps up, going to keep himself. Has a first down. Angled out on the near sideline. And Redmond Delmar is down. Steps out of bounds at the 41.
And again, you can hear the coaches on the sideline run it. Good pressure again by the South. Nobody open immediately. Delmar steps up in the pocket, finds a seam, takes off. And honestly, kudos to him. Makes a guy miss, takes a shot, shakes it off, and gets out of bounds.
Redmond Delmar on the season, only 96 carries, I should say. Only 365 yards, though, on the season. Average just 3.8 yards per carry. And having a much better outing here tonight than that. His average is well over 5 yards per carry at this point. Picks up the first down, looking to throw on first down, and he underthrows his intended receiver on the far side that time. Bryce Rove from Sholo.
I tell you what, it's a good thing he underthrew it. Caleb Bush out of San Carlos actually stepped up into the lane, had an opportunity if that ball hadn't been thrown into the dirt. So I don't think he saw him, but what a good job it was to not make a good throw.
We got some information from Ron Everingham in just a moment. We'll get to him right after this play. Trips left, single receiver to the right. Delmar in the gun. Lehigh Caldwell flanks him to his right. And on 2nd down and 10, Delmar Redmond hands to Caldwell, and Caldwell finds an opening up the middle and is close to first down yardage at midfield. Let's check in with Ron Everingham. Ron?
Yeah, I talked to some coaches down there in the sideline about the game. Apparently, led by Coach Reisdorf and Coach Tenney from Snowflake, they used to be a part of a coaching association called the AZFCA, and I guess last year they got dogged and they canceled the game, and so feeling like they just weren't getting their money's worth for their dues, they switched associations and decided themselves to hold the game up here to get these players some coverage. And so that's a little bit of story behind the game itself.
Well, and why it's up here. Thanks, Ron. That's it's important to note that this program in its infancy right now, and an opportunity for the White Mountains to kind of jump on board here and support this, because this brings families from all over the state up here to the White Mountains, and obviously gives these kids a great opportunity to showcase their talents.
And obviously, you talk about this time of year, a great place to play, a great venue, and then an opportunity for us in the north to really enjoy the game.
Trips right, single receiver to the left. Delmar Redmond in the gun. Hand to Caldwell, sweeping to the right on first down. And Caldwell going to lower his shoulder and fight his way forward. And we get a penalty marker here. Chris Wares had him up around the headgear. We'll see if there's a penalty.
Yeah, it looks like it's Chance Wares, what I've got. Chance Wares out of Camp Verde comes up and attacks the head. And this time they do throw the flag. But Lehigh Caldwell, again, out of Snowflake, we saw him. He's not a big guy, but he's a shifty, strong, he'll fool you by his strength. A power lifter does a lot of lifting physically, a lot of strength, does a great job turning the corner and getting those hard yards.
Yeah, to look at him in the backfield, you wouldn't even imagine that he could lower the boom like that, but he just powered his way up that near sideline, and they're going to tack on some yardage here on an unsportsmanlike, so a 15-yarder going against the South. And the ball will be spotted across the 30-yard line at the South 28. And a fresh set of downs for the North. Redmond Delmar in the gun, 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Looking to throw, and he's got Johnson in the far flat, and it's incomplete.
Well defended that time again by 62 Justin Johnson for the South. Just a little out that time, dig route for Chris Johnson. Nice job on the coverage that time. And the throw really where it needed to be. Defensive player didn't have a chance for it. Chris Johnson did get a hand on it, just couldn't come up with the catch.
Chris Johnson had over 1,200 yards, over 1,300 yards rushing during the season for the Yellow Jackets, and in 14 games had 20 receptions for 365 yards and 5 touchdowns for Blue Ridge. Second down and 10. Delmar looking to throw down the middle, has Rove wide open, touchdown! Bryce Rove, a 27-yard connection from Delmar Redmond.
Nice little post pattern that time by Rove, and a nice touch pass that time by Redmond Delmar as he threw it to the spot. Nice little floater, little bit of air underneath it. Bryce Rove runs right underneath it, right into the end zone. And the North, again, 2 scores here in the first half, getting out to an early lead.
6 minutes, 53 seconds left, and the North up by 2 touchdowns. Set to try the point after try is Donnie Borrego from Show Low High School, and he punches it through, this time with a little more mustard on it. And it's 14-0 North. We'll step away. This is Show Low Ford's presentation of the 2014 State All-Star Game on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Cellular One with new activation. Come into Cellular One today and see why more people are switching.
My name is Tim Sywinski, and me and my wife Tiffany own the Cattleman's Steakhouse and Lounge. Cell One, their phone service has been awesome. The best thing
new Ford truck. You just gotta drive by Show Low Ford to see how many trucks they have. Or go online to showlowford.com. And you know Guy Hatch is going to get you a great deal. Because he promises you he is not going to be undersold by anyone, anywhere. And if you know Guy, you know if he says it, he means it. And not only that, but all his F-150s come with lifetime engine warranties. Why would you think about buying anywhere else? Show Low Ford. We want to exceed your expectations. We're Show Low Ford, your friendly family Ford dealer on the east end of the Deuce.
And you're hot.
Welcome back to Show Low High School, the 2014 State All-Star Game. And Bill, this is a treat, man, a chance to do some football in the summer.
Well, you know what? We've seen a couple of great All-Star games. We saw the softball All-Star game earlier, and again, to come back with the football, obviously, what an opportunity to have it up here in our country.
You know, and I think there's a case to be made for teams, all the All-Star teams, regardless of what division. Why not have them up here? You get up here in the cool pines and get a chance to get out of the heat. I know for years they played that baseball game down there in Surprise in the middle of the summer. And why do that?
Well, exactly. And again, we see high schools from down in the valley come up and do their winter or summer workouts or summer camps up here all summer long. It's a great opportunity to get these guys up out of that heat in the valley. And again, what a great place to be. And we're inside the press box, you know, that it's growing, you know, nice little renovation going on here. Not finished, but already you can see it's going to be a pretty impressive little building.
And this one going to be a worm burner as Johnson picks it up at the 24, goes up the far sideline, across the 30 out to the 35, and he'll be knocked down near the 37-yard line, and a 14-0 lead for the North. South looking for answers here offensively after the North has gotten a couple of big plays, a big touchdown by Bryce Rove and one from Ty Reedhead from the North.
Nice little tackle that time on the return by Marcus Scott from Safford. One of those big fellas getting out there, number 77. Kudos to Marcus Scott out of Safford High School.
South coming out of their huddle, and they send a receiver here to the left side. Johnson still working at quarterback, or back in at quarterback, I should say. They made a small change earlier, but now Johnson back in. They give it to Campo straight ahead, and Shim Bowman going to knock him down after a gain of 1, just shy of the 40.
Tough yards inside, just a quick little blast up the inside. Defensively doing a nice job tying him up or meeting him like a brick wall about 2 yards in.
Who's the linebacker?
6 minutes, 23 seconds left to play in the half. As we mentioned, the North leads 14-0. South looking for an opportunity. And you looked at, if you look at the playoffs and how many North teams there were in the playoffs, especially for Division 4, you might think that the South has a disadvantage. And the pass is complete to Hampton. Oh, brother, what a play as Johnson had Brody Bell hanging all over him.
Holy smokes.
And Bell just rang Johnson's bell on the play.
Well, Brody Bell chasing again, and you can see Johnson as he rolled left. And Brody Bell, hot on his trail, comes back and just flies after him, trying to get him, but he manages to get the ball up. Not a great throw, but again, the receiver manages to come up with it. And then Lehigh Caldwell out of Snowflake is there to wrap him up, but big 77 comes back down again for the North. One of those big linemen chasing, and that's Marcus Scott out of Safford. And I tell you what, he hit his own guy harder than he hit the receiver that time. What a shot by Scott out of Safford. He was shaking his head as he got up. Caldwell gets up like it's nothing, just another day.
Well, a penalty to boot, and some late contact, or I'm not sure what they call, but it's going to be a face mask possible, and timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout with them with 5:53 left to play in the half. It's 14-0 North. This is the 2014 State All-Stars game presented by Show Low Ford on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Cool party. What do you guys want to drink? Can I have a head-on collision with a concussion twist?
Make mine a fatal accident with no survivors.
And you?
A designated driver, please. You know, just a bottle of water.
Awesome.
You're a lifesaver.
Remodeling your home? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need new shingles? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Building a new deck? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need siding? Want to save money? Yep, Case Supply saves you money on siding too. Case Supply has the best prices and the best selection on roofing, siding, decking, windows, and doors. Even better than the big box stores. So the next time you want to save money, see Case Supply in Taylor, Pine Top, and now across from the Dairy Queen in Show Low.
And you're hot.
Welcome back to Show Low High School. Pass intended there for Hampton. Bryce Rove breaks it up. 14-0. Oh, actually caught by Hampton.
I tell you, what a shot by Bryce Rove, and a great job on hanging on to it at slant route. As soon as he gets the ball, contact is made by Rove, knocks him down hard.
South knocking on the door here as Johnson lines up two receivers left, one to the right, single back in the backfield. Johnson from the gun. Actually, it's two left and two right, and the intended pass is actually caught. Good for a first down at the 10-yard line. So the South moving the sticks again here with 5:10 remaining in the half. Campos on the reception, and a 14-0 lead for the North at the moment, but the South knocking on the door.
And Kyle Johnson, again out of Seton Catholic, does a nice job just, again, throwing the ball, getting the first down, and a nice job for the South keeping this drive, getting the first down just outside the 10-yard line.
At the 11, a fresh set of downs for the South. And Johnson rolling left, throws, and it's incomplete. And a penalty marker thrown late on Chris Padilla, perhaps a little ill-advised.
I tell you what, Chris Padilla not really agreeing with it, and I'm not sure I blame him. You know, really the defensive pressure, Johnson that time threw the ball behind his intended receiver. Just not a good throw, but you know, it's hard for a defender to hold up that quickly as you're coming up hard.
4 minutes and 54 seconds left to play in the half. And another penalty here against the North. And it will be second down after they go half the distance to the goal line. So the ball just shy of the 5. And they can pick up a first down. The yard to gain is the 1. So it's a second down and 4 from the 5.
Down right. Hey, you're in the middle, Wood, right here.
And Johnson directing traffic in the backfield, sets up his back, who flanks him just to his right and back just a bit. Single receiver to the right. And slot to the left side. They hand it off to Bush, the back in the backfield. He busts a tackle at the 5 and squirts in for the touchdown. 5-yard touchdown for Caleb Bush.
I tell you what, nice job by Caleb Bush. Again, as you said, running inside, kind of angling off to the right. Guys are getting shots on him, but just bounces off and gets his touchdown. Nice job. And again, the South answering the call as the North has had 2 scores, finally coming back answering.
This is Show Low Ford's presentation of the 2014 State All-Star Game on iTalk 106.7, KNKI Pine Top, a Kopenicky communication station. And 3 scores in this second quarter. The South finally on the board and will cut the lead to a single touchdown. And a chance to cut it to 7 with this point after try. Johnson lining up the PAT, no rush by the North, per the rules of this All-Star game. And the point after try is good for Johnson. So 14-7, North hanging on to the lead for the moment with 4.5 remaining before halftime. We'll step away. This is Show Low Ford's presentation of the 2014 State All-Star Game on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right into your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does. And like that, you're a job creator.
I don't know.
Do you know a young hero? Someone under 18 who is helping others in your community or around the world.
We need young heroes now more than ever.
The Barron Prize for Young Heroes recognizes 25 young people who are making a difference.
Dream big. Everyone can make a difference.
If you know a young hero, nominate them today. Go to barronprize.org. That's barronprize.org.
And you're hot.
Welcome back to Show Low High School. 2014 State All-Star Game presented by Show Low Ford. And Johnson set to kick it away. We've got a injury report coming up here after the kick. Johnson from Seton Catholic High School doing all of the special teams chores for the South.
I think you can see why that time. Kicks it well beyond.
Through the end zone.
Yeah, what a shot. And again, big fella Johnson. Plenty of foot.
Absolutely. Let's go downstairs and check in with Ron Everingham. Ron?
Down here near the locker room with Will Gades of Northwest Christian. Unfortunately, he went down with a knee injury. Not sure quite what happened. He and his parents are down here here. Will, we hope for the best, of course, but can you tell us what this week is meant to you?
This week has been great to me. I mean, it was great to meet all the players from all these different teams, and especially we bonded really quick, and it was just amazing to see that from how close you.
Awesome. So tell us, looking forward, and we're just hoping and praying your knee is good, but tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing next year.
Next year, I'm going to Colorado School of Mines. I'm going for a degree in mechanical engineering, and I'll play defensive tackle for them.
Awesome. Well, good luck, and again, we hope the best for your knee.
All right, thanks, Ron. As the North gets a pass off to Lehigh Caldwell up the far sideline, he has a first down out across the 20, call it the 30-yard line, out to the 34.
And what a shot. Again, nice little touch pass by Redmond Delmar out of Monument Valley. Again, just put it right on where it needed to be, right on the south, right in front of their bench, their sideline. And a great job by Lehigh Caldwell getting those yards and getting the first down.
North's offense starting to click here. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They're up 14-7, and they hand it off to Nolan Cook. Caleb Bush meets him in the backfield and drops him for a loss.
Yeah, that's one of those where, you wish, or a little bit of frustration there maybe by Nolan Cook. Doesn't even have a chance. Great penetration that time by Bush out of San Carlos. Comes up, wraps him up right when he gets the handoff.
3 minutes, 52 seconds left to play here in the half. And the North would love to tack on another touchdown. They are up by 1, 14-7. Swing pass to Johnson. Little bubble screen on the right side, slips a tackle. Has a first down and more. Spins out of a tackle at the 49-yard line, and then will squirt free to the 44. And he will have a first down in South Territory, and Johnson showing why he was one of the premier running backs in the state of Arizona last season.
Obviously an important part of the success Blue Ridge had this last year in their state championship run. But a nice job, and again, Chris Johnson gets those extra yards as he makes a couple spin moves at the end.
Trips formation to the left side of the set, single receiver to the right. And Delmar hands to keeps it, stiff arms the defender, slips a tackle, and then gets to the 44-yard line. Not much there, and Delmar looks like he may be hurt on the play. Well, actually, it's going to be a South player that's rolling around on the ground, and that's
it's Elijah Throckmorton. Elijah Throckmorton out of Combs. We think if it's 45, they got the shot. But Redmond Delmar, quarterback, great stiff arm, has a defender coming up, and that's one you're out there on the island, out there on the corner, wide open, so everybody gets to look at him. Redmond does an outstanding job just giving that stiff arm, knocks the defender back and gets those extra yards. And I'll tell you what, kudos to that quarterback, does an outstanding job.
Well, you mentioned the fact that Delmar's stats could be a little inflated given the conference that he plays in, but I think on that play alone, he shows why there's a lot of people that are talking about him.
Oh, absolutely. You look at his size, the way he towers, he's a big guy. And again, just, starting to settle in, maybe get the touch. We saw that on the last drive. We saw him with some nice touches.
2nd down and 8. Delmar in the gun. Looking to throw left side, fires, has his man. It's caught. Rove going to be hit for a loss, though, as it makes a reception back to the 45-yard line and doesn't have anywhere to run, so a loss of 2 on the play.
Yep, and Ruben Garcia out of Coronado defensively does a nice job coming up. Bryce Rove, not an easy guy to bring down out in the open field. A little shake that time, but Garcia does a great job wrapping him up and bringing him to the ground.
2 minutes, 16 seconds left to play in the half. North leads 14-7, 3rd down and 11. After the loss of 3 on the play prior. Delmar in the gun. Steps back to throw. 4 receivers out. Throws down the middle, and it's going to be picked off at the 20 by Throckmorton. He moves up the right side. Will be angled out at the 38-yard line.
Elijah Throckmorton, again out of Combs. Nice job. You know, we saw the quarterback that time, Redmond Delmar, really set back and comes up hard, throws a line shot, you know, on a wire. But Throckmorton does a nice job stepping inside, makes the interception, and then gets around the corner, gets the ball back out to the 35-yard line.
Under 2 to play now before halftime. And the South back in control of the football. And a short field for them. They've got about a 65-yard field from their own 36. First down and 10. Johnson in the gun. Single back behind him. Fires across the middle, and it's incomplete.
You know, obviously because he's standing out a little bit, but interestingly enough, you've got pressure from Brody Bell. We saw him with those great plays earlier. He's coming in from the outside. He's got the big tackle on him, which is big fella Tate Williams out of Yuma Catholic, but they also double up on him with a halfback, not wanting to let Brody Bell have a chance.
Johnson, single back with him in the backfield. They'll hand to him. That's Campos, and Campos hit at the line of scrimmage. Brody Bell, the first one there for the North.
I tell you what, Brody Bell that time just does a little stunt inside the big tackle that time, and again just crashes on down, makes a nice tackle right at center of the field.
Johnson trying to get his crew back to the line of scrimmage with the clock running out here. 3rd down and 11. Looking for Hampton. Hampton pushes off, no call, and it's incomplete. Duran on the coverage that time for the North, and a 4th down and a decision to make here.
I tell you what, with 118, they're probably going to punt it. We saw them with less yards punt it, so with a 4th and just over 10, it's probably no-brainer. But Duran out of Morenci really had good defensive position, it looked like. But, again, not really paying attention to the ball. You got to watch the ball as it comes in because, again, even though there was a little push, the receiver did have an opportunity to make a play.
Johnson back to punt, stands at his 24-yard line. Let's see if he... Nope, it is a fake. He's going deep down the right side. Well covered. Hampton diving for it. Bryce Rove in on the coverage, and it's incomplete.
Good awareness by Brody Bell, again, coming from the outside. Again, pressuring that throw. And Bryce Rove defensively comes up and makes a nice play.
You said there was no question about it. They're going to punt this ball away. Well, guess what? They go for it. They don't get it. They give the North the football with plenty of time. Minute 12 on the clock.
Well, exactly. 1:12 left. And again, my stupidity, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be interesting to see if the North can make them punish them a little bit for that decision.
At the 35-yard line of the South, it'll be North football with a minute 12 left on the game clock here in the first half. Trips right, hand to Wood, sweeping to the right side, tries to get to the edge. He does. He gets to the corner. He'll knock down or be knocked down inside the 20-yard line, but a penalty marker thrown back at the 32. How about that hit?
I'll tell you what, a nice shot. Unfortunately, there was going to be either a clip or a holding on that, but again.
Sun setting here at Show Low High School, and the field finally in complete shadow, and our camera crew can begin to adjust their camera. They had a hard time working from shadow to light early on, but they've done a tremendous job of dialing in the exposure here for us tonight.
Well, they're young. When you get old like us, we always aim for the light. I will tell you that Cade Mooring that time, I think, is the guy that got caught. It looks like they're going to bring the ball back. But, you know, North, I would say Borrego probably is the most excited. Not pressuring on the kicks. Borrego, an opportunity to maybe show his foot if they can get a few more yards, especially where they were.
Yeah, that a big penalty because it places Borrego out of field goal range. This would be, from this location, would be about a 60-yard kick. 51 seconds left. Snap to Johnson. Oh, new quarterback in. They throw deep. It's caught by Rove at the 10-5 touchdown. 42 yards. And Bryce Rove scores his second of the night.
Well, I tell you what, Bryce Rove, just a seam runs right down the middle of the field, finds some space, and it's a touch pass. He puts a little bit of air into it. Bryce Rove kind of reaches back and looked like caught it and runs it on into the end zone. And again, when we talked about that field position, that decision to go for it on 4th and long, again, when you don't get the first down, this is what can happen.
Reedhead to Rove. And point after try is shanked. Spoke a little too soon there, Bill. 20-7. The North leading the South here with 42 seconds left to play before halftime. Let's check in with Ron Everingham. Ron?
Yeah, down here on the sidelines, the North coaches just look like they're having a ton of fun calling this game on. When I was on the South sideline, South players noticeably smaller than the North this year around. So I don't know if that's what's playing into some of this score, but just having a blast down here on the North side.
All right, thanks, Ron. And I think part of that is the fact that a lot of the players on the South team have come from Division 5. And, a lot of those private schools with great athletes, but not as big.
Well, I don't know about that. I will tell you that there's some great athletes up in this area in the North, and I think we're seeing that. And everybody out there looks like they're getting after it, representing their schools. I want to make a point, though, that we talked about Borrego. I still think Borrego was salivating. He may not have made the kick, but trust me, all these football players are excited about the opportunity to make plays, especially the field goal kicker, Borrego, because we've seen him make many a kick throughout his career here at Show.
42-yard pass reception from Reedhead to Bryce Rove. The second touchdown of the night for Bryce Rove. He's had a big game so far for the North.
That's kind of fun. You see these guys that huge rivalries, against these schools, and they get to stand side by side, make plays. It's a great way to end their career, in their high school career.
And 4 touchdowns coming in this second quarter. 3 from the North and 1 from the South. End over ender, backs up the return man Fanning to the 5. He'll hand it on a reverse to Hampton, who sweeps up the far side and gets up the numbers near the 25. Will be knocked down near the 30.
Nice little running by Ricky Hampton. Good blocking as well as he takes the reverse back to his own sideline, side-slipping a few of his tacklers, but finally tied up around the 30-yard line. But solid field position. We've seen that for the South, I think, on every one of the kickoffs. They've always started around the inside or outside their 30.
Jace Wyatt on the stop. That time for the North. Wyatt, of course, from Sholo High School. And the South, with 33 seconds left in this half, will try to put together something good. Hand to Fanning, and Fanning has, he slips a couple of tackles, hitting the backfield, gets back to the line of scrimmage and picks up a yard. And it's Caleb Batraw on the stop, first man there. As he's going to actually get about 3, make it 2 yards.
I think Chris Padilla was in on the tackle. Good little defensive, is just staying with him, not wanting to come down at all. But defensively, the North doing a nice job just slowing him down, tying him up, not letting go.
South going to get one more play off here. They pitch to Fanning. He sweeps left, slips a tackle. And Padilla finally going to wrap him up. And now the whole team ball is loose. And they fall on it. And that will end the half.
Yeah, the end of the first tackle, they blew the whistle. Nice first half, though, for both teams.
20-7, North leads at intermission. We'll step away and be back with our halftime report presented by Sunrise Park Resort. Sunrise Park Resort, big time 4th of July festivities happening up at Sunrise. It's the laser light show for Sunrise Park Resort, and that'll be a lot of fun. For those of you interested in catching kind of a different effect from rather than doing the fireworks.
During the normal, and then I think one of the different celebrations we've had for the 4th, again, a laser.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning. 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash? 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
First day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does. And like that, you're a job creator.
Store for complete details.
I grew up in Los Angeles. How much longer? To take us to Chinatown to go for Chinese dinner. It was a really special treat. It was wonderful food. Then we went to High Top, and I never thought. All right, yeah.
Over to the 10-yard line for a 2-point conversion. Looks like they'll go from the 10.
Garden, you love our food and the atmosphere.
And you're hot.
Welcome back to Show Low High School. We're doing double duty tonight, radio broadcast and our televised broadcast on City 4 TV and streaming live. Actually, triple duty. Streaming live with video on italk1067.com. And for some reason, we're having trouble with our connection to the on the radio side. So we apologize for our radio listeners. Been cut off here a few times. But at intermission, it is the North out in front of the South, 20-7, and time now for our Sunrise Park Resort halftime show, brought to you by the Sunrise Park Resort. Don't forget, great time to head up to Sunrise and enjoy not only summer activities, but this 4th of July, some really cool things happening at Sunrise, and one of those is a laser light show.
Absolutely. Friday night, the 4th, it's going to start probably at dusk, but it should be a lot of fun. The lifts will be running till about 7 in the evening. Beautiful view as the sun sets. But come up, check it out. All kinds of things going on. Kayaks, pedal boats, fishing boats, and then the tubing on the hill. All kinds of good things. As well as for all you archers out there, the 4th of July archery shoot, always a lot of fun. 3 days. You know, you'll get a couple thousand people up for that alone. It makes for a great weekend.
Well, we look forward to those festivities, and what a great way to kind of protect the mountain and make sure that there's no fire or fire caused by fireworks. It's just a unique opportunity.
You know, absolutely. I didn't mention there'll also be a band playing Apache Spirit, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
So, like, before they do their,
Well, we are watching the 7-on-7 Passing League, a game here between Sholo and Snowflake, as this is one of the summertime activities for football teams across the state, and there have been teams across the state participating this year in this passing tournament. and this weekend on this passing tournament. And right now, and I'm not sure if Snowflake and Sholo just didn't happen to be in the championship, or if they elected to do this game as halftime entertainment. But we're just getting word that Sholo played Higley prior to this. I think the championship game was at 4 o'clock or 4:30 here. And I'm not sure who won the championship or not, but we'll get a chance to talk to Coach Reisdorf as soon as this passing league intermission is over. But, it's been a great game so far. Let's recap it for you. No scoring by either team in the first quarter, but then in the second quarter, the floodgates let open, and we had 4 touchdowns in the second. The first one coming from the North with 11:37 left to play in the first half. It was an 80-yard quarterback keeper by Ty Reedhead. A good PAT at that point made it 7-0 North. North scores again with 6:55 left to play. This time a pass from Redmond Delmar to Bryce Rove, a 27-yard touchdown. The PAT's good, and the North all of a sudden leading 14-0. Then with 4.5 left to play in the second quarter, the South finally getting on the board. A 5-yard carry by Caleb Bush made it 14-7 with a good PAT. Then the North got the final points of the game after the South elected to go for it on 4th down and gave up a short field. A 42-yard pass from Reedhead to Bryce Rove with 42 seconds left. And the North lead it here at intermission 20-7.
I tell you what, we've seen good play. We talked about how the offense has a little bit harder job. It's hard to come together that quickly, but I thought after the first quarter, you saw the offenses start to gel and really get after. We saw some good scoring in the second quarter, but defensively, we saw some outstanding plays. I'm shocked by the physicality of everybody out there. Again, very physical game going on, guys flying around, making plays. And then also, not a lot of mistakes. I think offensively, we've seen a few bad snaps, a couple fumbles, but all in all, the quality of play has been very impressive.
Yeah, and one of the things that I think is not surprising but has been a lot of fun to watch is that physicality that you talked about. I mean, there's been some big hits.
Oh, absolutely, and these guys wanting to make a statement. You could see it. Somebody makes one, and all of a sudden everybody gets excited, and they start elevating their game. Did I just agree with you? Because I normally try not to agree with you.
It's an ongoing habit that you have to disagree with me.
I'm losing it. But again, a great first half. I've not had the opportunity to see this game a whole bunch, and this has been a lot of fun.
Well, it's been a terrific treat for us to watch this game. If you're out there looking for something to do this Saturday night, come on down. There's still a second half of football to be had here at Sholo High School, and this is premier competition, and it's been a great battle back and forth.
Good athletes out there on the field, some big guys that can fly around, make plays, and again, what I like also, it's divisions 4 and 5, so it's not just it's the smaller school that's getting an opportunity to shine a little bit. And all these guys are doing a great job representing their home schools.
We'll take this opportunity to talk about our sponsors here tonight, and really our sponsors all season long who have just been terrific. One of those is Sholo Ford, and we just our hats off to them. They have always been the ones to step up to support local high school sports. And so if you're in the market for a car, we encourage you to go to Sholo Ford, talk to Guy Hatch, tell him that you heard us on the radio or on our live stream or on City 4 TV. Go in and purchase a car from him to say thanks for the tribute that he does year in and year out.
Well, you definitely want to say thanks, but again, some great products he's got. Go down there, check it out. And again, very supportive to our local communities. We do appreciate it because there is a great following, a great tradition in the White Mountains for high school athletics, and we appreciate all of our sponsors that step up and help us get that out there.
Sholo Ford, drive one today. Also a sponsor throughout the season has been the Indian Pine Restaurant and the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store. And a reminder that if you're in the market for anything regarding hiking, hunting, camping, or fishing, you can find it at the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store.
A lot of expertise as well. Virgil and his staff down there do an outstanding job. You want to know where the fishing is the best, how it's going on, and how to catch the fish. Be sure to go in and see Virgil and his crew and say hey. But also, if you check out their website, lots of entertainment coming up throughout this summer. be sure to check it out. They have a concert series, all kinds of things happening. And also kudos to them. I think they're one of the sponsors on that laser show. So Honda Resort just doing a lot and really celebrating the 4th of July.
Website to go and get additional details is hondacasino.com. That's HON-DAH casino.com for complete details. And also, all season long, we've had just terrific support from the folks out at Sunrise Park Resort. And we invite you to participate in their 4th of July activities. You mentioned that. Talk a little bit more about that. What do they call it? A balloon jump or balloon? They've got the big bag that they jump on and launch people.
So we're going to have an airbag coming up. And again, that should be here by the 4th. And it's going to be an elevated platform, a lift that's going to take you up, and you jump out, and it's going to be fun to land on this airbag. We used it in the wintertime where people would, where snowboarders, skiers do tricks and land, obviously on an airbag. And it's a huge airbag, and it's just a lot of fun to watch. And whether you're an adult or a kid, you can really have a lot of fun with it. Be sure to check it out. But there's lots of other activities going on. And again, we have one of the largest shoots in the West as far as our 4th of July. Shooters come from all over the Southwest, and it's an archery shoot. And again, our guys that work hard on it already have been working hard for weeks, setting it up. It's our guys that do everything, and it's amazing the skills they have. And take a lot of pride in what they do. And we get people from it's like a reunion. They come back and they have their little favorites. They go find their spots.
Hiking, fishing, scenic lift rides, downhill mountain biking.
Tubing this year is new. Again, it's on the Bunny Hill, ride the little lift up. And again, I'm terrified of it because these kids fly down the hill, have a lot of fun with it. It's got rails on the side, and it's just a lot of fun. There's also horseshoe pits up there if you want to just play horseshoes. Frisbee golf is free up there. There's a 9-hole course. You've also got kayaking, pedal boat, fishing boats, aluminum rowboats if you want, out on Sunrise Lake. All kinds of stuff going on. And again, Chef Nephi up in the restaurant does an outstanding job. Be sure to check that out. And then if you've got friends coming up, come stay at the hotel.
Wherever you are in the state of Arizona, it'll be a good time. 4th of July weekend at Sunrise Park Resort. Check it out at sunriseskipark.com. That's sunriseskipark.com for complete details. We'll be back with more of our Sunrise Park Resort halftime show when we return. It's the North leading the South, 20-7. This is the 2014 State All-Star Game presented by Sholo Ford on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Remodeling your home? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need new shingles? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Building a new deck? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need siding? Want to save money? Yep, Case Supply saves you money on siding too. Case Supply has the best prices and the best selection on roofing, siding, decking, windows, and doors. Even better than the big box stores. So the next time you want to save money, see Case Supply in Taylor, Pine Top, and now across from the Dairy Queen in Sholo.
So much to talk about. Keep it there, Scott.
All right.
That's low and below.
Look, he's blushing.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning. 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash? 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts?
The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic. and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
You know, I talk a lot about Ford trucks, and why wouldn't I? I mean, best-selling truck for 36 years running, because Ford's always thinking ahead to next year and not resting on last year. But now I'm going to talk about something different. Where you want to buy your new Ford truck. You just gotta drive by Sholo Ford to see how many trucks they have. Or go online to SholoFord.com. And you know Guy Hatch is going to get you a great deal. Because he promises you he is not going to be undersold by anyone, anywhere. And if you know Guy, you know if he says it, he means it. And not only that, but all his F-150s come with lifetime engine warranties. Why would you think about buying anywhere else? Sholo Ford. We want to exceed your expectations. We're Sholo Ford, your friendly family Ford dealer on the east end of the Deuce.
Meet Bella Luna 1046.
What happened to Clark?
Is he serenading me?
Plus, he's part of the Clark and Kensington.
I'm one on.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does. And like that, you're a job creator.
Do you know a young hero? Someone under 18 who is helping others in your community or around the world.
We need young heroes now more than ever.
The Barron Prize for Young Heroes recognizes 25 young people who are making a difference.
Dream big. Everyone can make a difference.
If you know a young hero, nominate them today. Go to barronprize.org. That's barronprize.org.
Bill, we're just about set to get underway with the second half here, and it's been a fun first half of football. We've talked a lot about the physicality, but and you've mentioned just the sheer athletic talent of these kids. You can tell that these kids aren't quite gelling together, but you see the big athletic plays out there, and the question mark, I'm sure, in everybody's mind is what would happen if you gave these guys 2 or 3 weeks to practice together.
I tell you what, it'd be fun to watch them, again, facing teams that are larger schools down in the valley, go down and see what they could do. I think the guys you have to be envious of are the coaches. Because, again, all these things that you want to do, it's all talent-driven. You have to play off of your strengths. Well, both of these teams out of the North and South, really talented across the board. So there is no can't do it because they've got the guys that can do it. And so from a coaching perspective, I couldn't imagine a better game to be in.
Let's go downstairs and check in with Ron Everingham. Ron?
Okay, we're down here on the field with Coach Reisdorf and Coach Tenney. Coaches, we got to catch up just a little bit, but why don't you guys just tell us a little bit about how this game came to be and what we're doing up here. It's a beautiful night. Wanted to, real quick, congratulate you on your sunglass tan because a lot of people have been mentioning that. Said it was better than mine. So anyhow, why don't you tell us a little bit about just why we're here and what's going on?
Well, last year we didn't even have an all-star game, and Randy and I had talked earlier about trying to get it back, and Sholo has some great facilities here. We felt like this would be a good venue. Randy felt like they could put on a good show, and so that kind of just got the wheels in motion. We got all the other coaches on board to get their schools to help fund it and to back it, and so thanks to Sholo and Coach here, we were able to get it back, and I'm hoping that we can kind of make it Sholo the place for this to happen every year.
Awesome. Well, one of the things I've noticed, coaches, is there's a lot of camaraderie that goes on. I mean, during the season, we see so much intensity sometimes between rivalries and things like that. What does this mean for the kids as they come in? And I've already talked to a few, just to be able to play together and gel.
This all-star game is awesome, and you know what? We talk about sportsmanship, but it's great for these guys who have been competing against each other for such a long time to shake hands and love each other and play with each other and have a good time. They've been here since Wednesday and done several activities. And, you see Ty Reedhead hanging out with Bryce Rove, and you see Chris Johnson hanging out with Jace Wyatt and other guys that, Lehigh Caldwell and a bunch of guys. So it's fun to see. And, why we're competitive rivals and when we want to kick the crap out of each other on Friday night, we should be friends during the week. We should shake hands and be good sports. And I think this enables that to happen on the big scene.
Awesome. Well, looking forward to next year. Coach, I noticed you have a new quarterback. Is this your new quarterback for next year? Could you guys talk about maybe some of your players that you have coming into next year as you're tooling up?
Yeah, we're still working through things. We got a lot of kinks. That was Caleb Farr that you saw throwing. I don't know if you filmed it, but Caleb Farr's throwing, and we've got others throwing and working on things. And, you're just trying to piece things together. That's what you do in June and July, is try to find where you put people. And, I feel like we're getting closer, but I don't know that we're in the resting spot yet.
Okay, awesome. What about for you, Coach?
Same with us. We've got a lot of different positions to fill, losing Ty and some of these other skill players. And so with 7-on-7 competitions, it gives you a chance to rotate quarterbacks, rotate skill players, and get a look at them early on. So it gives them a chance to get that game feel in the summer.
Awesome. So either of you could field this one. Are any of you guys intimidated by Texas football or Coach Belchie's coming in to start maybe some new rivalries? What are some of your thoughts on that? What's going to go on?
Hey, I met him for the first time today, and the guy's awesome. He is very personable, and he's moral's awesome. He won. He's a legend. Jake comes in with a whole new personality, and it's fun to have him participate with us in passing, in big men, and we feel like our rivalry will still be as strong as ever. We're excited for good games.
I think he'll do well. He's going to be a good fit for Blue Ridge, and I think he's building chemistry right now with his players, so it should be fun.
Well, thank you guys so much for hosting this, putting this together. 2 solid, awesome programs that you guys represent, and you guys are awesome. Do you want to mention any of the sponsors?
Yeah, I do. First, let's start with you. You got late notice about this game, and you made it possible to film the game, and this is awesome. So thank you for all you do, all the people that are part of you, Camden, and everybody that's a part of your team. You guys do an awesome job, and it makes it special for these kids. And I know you did radio spots for us, and so that's awesome. The local sponsors, Family Fun Center did great. Papa John's Pizza, Sholo Parks and Recreation helped us with programs, and the list goes on. I don't want to leave anybody out. The Sholo Movie Theater helped us out. And we just wanted to create an awesome experience for people to come up to the White Mountains, not only enjoy football, but enjoy the week. And our community did an awesome job in enabling that to happen. And these coaches Marcus Bell and his staff from Round Valley, and the coaches from Santan and Florence, they've worked their tails off, done an awesome job, and it's a lot of work to put this on. It's no joke. I'm thankful our administration allowed us and was excited to put this on. We've got a full house, which is awesome to see. We've had a great day of passing tournaments, big man challenges, just super exciting.
And Buddy's All-Star was a big part of it.
My brother is the rep for Buddy's All-Star, and they dumped about 10,000 into this weekend. These players, you can look at their uniforms. They have state-of-the-art Nike uniforms. When they walked in, they got a bag, they got a t-shirt, shorts, and coaches got polos and hats. They gave us awards for our events, and so hopefully we continue to build relationships like that, and this can get bigger and better every year.
Awesome. Well, good work, Coach, and look forward to the season.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right. I'm dropping all my stuff.
All right.
Back to you guys.
Hey, thanks, Ron, and thanks to Coach Reisdorf for the opportunity here. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with the second half when we return. It's the North up 20-7. This is the 2014 State All-Star Game on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
My friend Alex was diagnosed with cancer. I put on a concert with tons of other kids so they could help raise money and lift his spirits.
It's a very good feeling to volunteer.
Kids can really make a difference.
Helping other people in my community.
To do something bigger than myself.
Rewarding. Every story touches home.
Even if it's not your own cause, it becomes yours when you help people.
I organized a food drive so they could have a warm meal every day.
The people next door to us who might have big struggles change someone's life and make someone's day.
When I help out, I get this warm feeling in my heart.
If you have a giving heart, you need to give as much as possible.
Step out and help someone else and just help make the world a better place.
Seeing garbage in road ditches and in city parks motivated me to clean up trash.
If it's the right thing to do, then go ahead and do it.
You should always volunteer, whether it's big or small.
Start at a young age and keep promoting the spirit of volunteerism as you go throughout your life.
Young students make a big difference when they volunteer. Encourage them to learn more about the Prudential Spirit of Community Awards. Visit spirit.prudential.com.
The field getting recognition by his peers, and
normally those coaches are cussing him during the regular season, so not only does he have an opportunity to officiate with his son, but he's always his son's, but he's sandwiched in there between two coaches that in a normal setting would probably be in his ear.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's a good way to butter him up for this coming season. 20-7, North leads it here, and we're set for the second half.
And again, the North deferred in the first half are going to receive the ball here to start off the second half.
Johnson set to kick this one away. We mentioned Johnson about his prowess as a special teams guy here tonight. He's just had one of those outstanding nights.
Tyus Cernowski also from Payson, another guy that's back with Chris Johnson. Both those guys obviously excellent at returns.
Johnson approaches and puts foot into it. This one another deep end-over-ender that'll go through the back of the end zone, and no return for the South, or rather for the North here. A 80-yard field coming up. Johnson, there's several players out there tonight that will not be forgotten after this game is over, and Johnson's one of them from Seton Catholic. You mentioned Chris Johnson. Tyus Cernowski's another guy that's had a good night tonight. Brody Bell. How about the trio from Round Valley?
Absolutely. You know what? You have to be impressed, doing an outstanding job, especially defensively. Brody Bell really stepping up and making his presence well known.
Chris Padilla, Brody Bell. We mentioned Josh Irigoyen, Tanner Finch. Big time plays out of all of those players.
Ty
Reed had another one.
Redmond
Delmar and Bryce Rove. Yep. Handed off to this guy, Nolan Cook. The guy who's had his name called a few times tonight. He picks up big gain on first down, and tackle made by Matt Delau, who's been another one of those guys who's had his name called all night long.
Well, absolutely. I tell you what, no easy task. Nolan Cook, he's about as solid as they come, and a great center of gravity, gets a lot of momentum, and you saw it that time again, and a little kick at the end as he gets up in the air.
Wide receiver to the far side of the set is Tyus Cernowski, and Zeiler comes wide to the right side of the set. Another guy that we've talked about, Jake Zeiler. Handed to Cook. Cook has a first down and more as he pulls through the secondary. Got through the first line of defense, got into the secondary, and was tackled by a cornerback all the way back at the 45-yard line. He falls forward to the 46.
Nolan Cook stopped by Justin Johnson, but Nolan Cook getting the first down a little bit more. Just a quick blast off the left side. And again, for a big guy, deceptively quick, and a hard guy to bring down.
Correction, ball at the 42-yard line. We're missing some pylons on the far side. Can't see which yard line's which out there. Hand it to Cook again. He keeps his feet going, and he pulls three tacklers with him. Glass, the first guy there. Chris Glass, and makes a couple of other guys pile on before he's finally dropped. Picks up 5 yards on first down and bring up 2nd and 5.
Well, Nolan Cook, we saw it on the run before where he cut outside. This time really cuts back inside. And at the line of scrimmage had a guy kind of grabbing on him, but Drake takes him with him, gets a good chunk of yardage, 6 yards. It would look like there wasn't a whole lot there.
Johnson wide left. And Tyus Sarnowski wide to the right. Reedhead in the gun. Takes a snap with two backs in the backfield. Handed to Cook again. Off tackle left side. Has a first down. Spins out of a tackle and gets across midfield to the 49. Chris Glass finally brings him down for the South.
You know, we talk about Nolan Cook, again, keeping his feet. Not an easy guy to bring down. That time gets away from two different tackles and managed to get the first down. But you also got to give credit to the big guys up front. Jace Wyatt that time from his right guard spot pulls down there, down the line, makes a good play. And that's the other thing. You've got a front that's out there, big physical guys that are making some holes.
Cook going to come out here for a breather, a much-deserved break here. Lehigh Caldwell in, stands in the backfield. They'll hand to him. He goes off tackle right side, has about 9 yards on first down. Just shy of the 40-yard line is Lehigh. Brought down by Ryan Tipton for the South.
Yeah, Ryan Tipton brings him down, but a nice bit of yards. Ryan Tipton out of Santan Foothills finally makes the stop. But, you know, again, Lehigh Caldwell out of Snowflake running right and just finds a seam and is quickly through the line of scrimmage getting those extra yards. And, you know, every one of these running backs that are on the sidelines probably salivating for their opportunity to get back out there. You like the way I bring up salivating again?
Yes. Second down and 3. You're not hungry, are you?
Always.
Reedhead takes a snap, hand to Caldwell on a counter. He goes left side. Turns the corner at the 40, 35-30. At the 25, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 20-yard line. A penalty marker comes in late. He has a first down inside the 20-yard line for the North.
You know, Shifty, you know, that he can make guys miss. We saw that as he would bounce outside, and then finally when he is brought down, he's knocked all the way out to the track. I think he was out of bounds when he got hit. But Lehigh Caldwell from Snowflake, a fun guy to watch. Again, we talked about him being a power lifter. A lot of strength in that little package there. I say little, but you know, he's scary, strong, gets after it.
Lehigh Caldwell, a kid that's probably not going to play at the next level, but plans to go on a mission for his church, and then also some of his hobbies and interests, of course, sports and surfing.
What a mix. You know, surfing, especially living in Snowflake.
Right.
Not, you know.
Not a lot of places to practice that. And they hand to Cook. Cook off to the left side this time, pulling his way, carrying some tacklers with him. Tate Williams, the first guy there for the South. And you think there's something with these coaches that if they have a player that makes a big play, they go back to him?
Oh, absolutely. Feed them when they're hot. You know, again, a guy's getting after it. And again, a run like the runs he's had energizes him, energizes all their backs. And then these guys are pretty shifty, though. They're going to set up something where they come back and eventually do something else off of it.
Wide receiver to the near side of the set is Tyus Sarnowski, and they hand it off to the first back through on the right side. That's Kelly Wood. Kelly Wood carrying tacklers with him inside the 5-yard line. He's close to a first down. And the North just coming out and taking control of this game in the second half.
A great drive, again, already up by a couple scores. But Kelly Wood out of Winslow, again, trying to pick up where everybody else has left off. And, again, you get a guy that steps up, other guys around him rally and really want to show what they can do as well. Kelly Wood doing an outstanding job, spinning at the end, getting those extra yards. And there's a lot of big guys from the South trying to bring him down.
Johnson wide left, Sarnowski wide to the right. Nolan Cook in the backfield. Ty Reedhead takes a snap, hand to Cook. Cook is in. Nope, not quite there. Gets to the goal line, stretches across, but it was after he was tackled. So Nolan Cook just shy of the touchdown here. But he picks up a first down. It'll be first and goal inside the 1. Nolan Cook, first team linebacker and running back for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets during his senior season, and plans to attend Idaho State University when he's done.
Well, obviously a fun guy to watch, a guy you want on your team, and then a guy that represents the North very well.
Give to Cook again, and he squirts in for the touchdown. With 9.5 left to play in the third, it is the North starting to run away with this one, up 26-7. 27-7, pending a PAT coming up here. And as we get a look at the North coaching staff here, and terrific camera work by Jerry Butler, our executive director on the broadcast tonight.
You know, we talk about some of these big guys. Got to give a shout out to Jace Wyatt out of Sholo High School. Again, defensively, a guy that we call his name a lot. We've seen him make some outstanding plays, but again, one of those linemen that's going above and beyond. Also, number 60, Tristan Van Arsdale out of Winslow. Another one of those big bodies up front that's creating these holes. Ty Bennett, 74 out of Safford, a guy that we've called several times. Logan Cron out of Snowflake, big number 90, playing guard. Again, you want to make sure to mention these guys. You know, in the All-Star game, you don't get to call them much, but these are guys that I guarantee you that a Nolan Cook, any of these guys are happy to have him. Levi Caldwell, you got a front line like that, it makes you pretty happy.
PAT's no good, and with the scoreboard showing 9:37 left in the third, the North lead at 26-7. We'll step away. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of the 2014 State All-Star Game on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Cool party. What do you guys want to drink? Can I have a head-on collision with a concussion twist?
Make mine a fatal accident with no survivors.
And you?
A designated driver, please. You know, just a bottle of water.
Awesome.
You're a lifesaver.
Remodeling your home? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need new shingles? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Building a new deck? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need siding? Want to save money? Yep, Case Supply saves you money on siding too. Case Supply has the best prices and the best selection on roofing, siding, decking, windows, and doors. Even better than the big box stores. So the next time you want to save money, see Case Supply in Taylor, Pine Top, and now across from the Dairy Queen in Sholo.
Justin Johnson on the return for the South. Out across the 35-yard line to the 37. Wait, which one? That's where the South will begin. That's cheating. 5 yards. First and 5. Matt Delos, the ball carrier. Down near midfield. Once again, folks, during this injury timeout, we remind you, you can get live streaming of this game on italk1067.com. If you have friends or family that are not here this evening that would like to be watching, they can tune in there and get live streaming of this game, support these athletes. We also want you to know that at the end of the game, Buddy's All-Stars will be presenting MVPs, one from each team.
9:12 left to play, third quarter, 26-7, North with the lead.
Stick around at the end of the game for those.
And a conversation, a penalty marker thrown at the end of that, and it looks like, well, I'm not sure what they've gathered the entire team now, the South gathering in a huddle back at the 35-yard line, and we'll check in with Ron hopefully here in a second to find out what's going on, but a long delay here. I'm not sure why the South is completely gathered together on their own. We'll get a shot of that for you here in just a second. The white and blue jerseys.
Maybe not happy with the way the play is going, really wanting to maybe step up in advance. It'll be interesting to see what's going on.
9 minutes and 12 seconds, and I'm not sure why we took this big long pause here.
I think, maybe it was getting a little bit chippy out there. Maybe things are being said. Coach is really wanting to kind of get control and maybe
all right,
and maybe see what this is all about.
Let's check in with Ron Everingham, and actually Ron going to try to get a conversation here from the coaches. 26-7 is our score, and 9:12 left to play in this third quarter. And we couldn't hear. Ron, go ahead and tell us what happened.
Yeah, Coach Bell just gathering his team, and it sounded like they got warned about some of the trash talking that's going on. And I was talking to an official a little bit ago, and he just said, these guys are competitive. It's somewhat unfortunate they just can't, come out and have fun in an all-star game. But these guys are all, senior competitors, and so just a little warning from the officials to, shut their mouths.
All right, thanks, Ron. The reality is that it's just been a battle out there.
Well, kudos to the officials, I think, because, again, you got some athletes that their careers are just starting, and you really want to make sure they have
deep left side, wide open, and caught for the touchdown. Johnson to Michael Bauer. 47 yards for the touchdown, and the South back in business.
Michael Bauer split far left to the near side, right in front of the North bench, just runs right down the sideline, and that ball put right where he was at the end zone as he fell into the end zone for the score. Michael Bauer out of Australia Foothills comes up with a nice catch, and not always the easiest when there's nobody there covering you wide open, but does an outstanding job, catches the ball as he goes to the ground.
Trying to tack on the point after try. Johnson trying to get his special teams unit geared up. They had a change in personnel. It looks like he didn't have enough players on. No rush from the South. And that's just an all-star rule here. They don't want any injuries on special teams. Johnson punches the PAT up and through, and with 9:04 left to play in the third quarter, it's 26-14. North on top. We'll step away. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of the 2014 State All-Star Game on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
All right, you ready for some baseball trivia?
Let's do it.
What year produced the most no-hit games in the big leagues?
7 no-hitters in 1990.
Wow, that's right. Now a question that's not trivial. How many children will witness bullying this year? The answer, 3 out of 4.
75%?
That's right. How many of them will say something?
Kids want to help, but don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov.
My friend Alex Alex was diagnosed with cancer. I put on a concert with tons of other kids so they could help raise money and lift his spirits.
It's a very good feeling to volunteer.
Kids can really make a difference.
Helping other people in my community.
To do something bigger than myself. Start at a young age and keep promoting the spirit of volunteerism as you go throughout your life.
Young students make a big difference when they volunteer. Encourage them to learn more about the Prudential Spirit of Community Awards. Visit spirit.prudential.com.
Welcome back to Show Low High School. It's the South tacking on a touchdown and cutting the lead back down to 2 touchdowns, 26-14, and a couple of missed PATs by the North could come back to haunt them here.
Well, absolutely. You know, every scoring opportunity you got to take advantage of, but we'll see how the North responds. Again, their opening drive, take it all the way down 80 yards into the end zone, essentially on the ground. We'll see how they come back here on this drive.
And another deep end-over-end kick going to be picked up in the end zone by Bryce Rove, but he's ruled a touchback. You mentioned Johnson doing the kicking chores and special teams, but Kyle Johnson, you can't say enough about this kid. He's been all over the field tonight.
You know, defensively as well. You know, you don't see a lot of quarterbacks playing linebacker. Kyle Johnson, one of those guys, been outstanding. You know, does an outstanding job on offense and defense.
On the season, Kyle Johnson kicked off 92 times for the Sentinels, had over 5,000 yards in kicking. 16 of those were touchbacks.
I'm going to go out on a limb. He probably never leaves the field. You know.
Redmond Delmar in at quarterback has his pass complete to Chris Johnson at the 25-yard line. A gain of 5 on first down. Call it 4 on first down. 2nd and 6.
I tell you what, you can see why he is so successful. Redmond Delmar just outruns, you know, guys look like they got a line on him, and he doesn't look like he's moving that fast, but he just knows how to make guys miss, steps around and gets rid of the ball when he needs to. Nice job by the quarterback, Redmond Delmar, and Chris Johnson as well, just coming back, making a play, getting positive yards off of something that.
Trip set to the left side of the formation, the handoff to Caldwell, and Caldwell gets hammered after he stood up that time. Cameron Dwan on the tackle.
Levi Caldwell getting up a little bit slow that time, a little bit shaky, but you know, he's not an easy guy to find in the mix. You know, that's another advantage. Not the biggest guy. They're going to substitute, bring him out, and put back in Kelly Wood out of Winslow.
Wood will flank Redmond Delmar to his left. Trip set to the right this time, single set to the left, and Delmar in the gun. And he's got a man down the near sideline, and it's incomplete. Intended for Cade Mooring, but led him too far to the inside that time, and Mooring ended up on the track.
Yeah, well defended by the South that time, and again, a 4 and out is what you would want defensively. The North, again, going to have to punt it. Well, again, I say they need to punt it, but we'll see what they do.
Cade Mooring, the tight end from Round Valley, and pretty fast one. Back to punt is Joseph Torrio. Ricky Hampton back to receive.
Some Safford.
And an end-over-ender going to take a south bounce near midfield. I cannot tell you what yard marker it is. We got to get someone to put up the yard markers for us again. I think it's at the 55.
I think it's the 45.
Is it the 45?
Yeah.
You don't think there's 55? Yeah, 55
you know, I
yard
like the way
line?
you said that. Torrio, just so you know, again, one of those guys on the big offensive line. I don't think we mentioned him earlier, but he's another one of that front that did an outstanding job for the North. And again, big fella gets to go back and kick the ball as well. Kudos to him. Shout out again, Torrio from Safford.
North gonna Set up defensively with a 4-man front. And we got Johnson in the backfield, in the gun, handed off to Campos. Campos hit at the line of scrimmage. He'll be drugged backwards, and a flag is thrown as the official on the near side was getting an earful from one of the coaches on the North coaching staff. And so this game's starting to really get under the skin of the officials here. 7:15 left to play, third quarter. North leads at 26-14. And we get a sideline warning against the North. So the official giving them a bit of a break that time, I would guess. Second down and 10. And the South looking to get something going here offensively. They got a short field, big opportunity for them if they can put points on the board here.
Yeah, we'll see, again.
Michael Bauer from Push Ridge, wide to the near side of the set. 4 wide receivers out. Johnson completes a pass to Hampton. Hampton slips around, gets around one tackle, leaps over another tackler, and close to a first down at the 35-yard line.
Well, Ricky Hampton out of Yuma Catholic, again, one of those guys you want to get out in open space, and on that, just a little gets out, and once he gets the ball, really getting all those yards after the catch. Speed guy making guys miss. Finally, Lehigh Caldwell, equally as fast, comes in and makes the stop.
6:39 left to play, third quarter. North leads 26-14. Third down and 2. Kyle Johnson in the gun. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Single back behind him.
Watch it lead. Watch it down.
Johnson takes the snap, looks downfield, goes right, has a man wide open at the 10, 5, and he misses it in the end zone. Michael Bauer was wide open, had an easy 6, but he couldn't hang on to it.
I tell you what, a pucker factor for the defense that time. Michael Bauer does the exact same thing, this time spread far to the right down the sideline, and nobody within probably 10 yards of him. Again, a nice throw right to him, and unfortunately, that's, as we talked about, one of those plays that, there's a little pucker factor that goes on. He couldn't come up with the catch.
6:07 left to play in the third, and a 4th down and 2 here. They remain in the gun. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Kyle Johnson, hard snap count, and nobody moving on the defense. Now he'll reset the play here. Audibles out of the hard snap count, throws a slant to Hampton, and he overthrows him. He's hit hard by Jake Zeiler as he attempts to receive that one, and it's incomplete.
Well, again, just a quick slant, as you mentioned. Zeiler from St. John's does an outstanding job recognizing it, stepping up, makes contact right when the ball gets there. And again, in these guys very aware there's footsteps around him. Unfortunately, that one looked like maybe a little too aware. Not a bad throw, but just in a bad spot.
Jake Zeiler having a terrific, not just a terrific senior year, he's had a terrific career for the St. John's Redskins. One of those players that plays multiple sports and is good at anything that he does athletically. Reedhead keeps, goes around the right side, turns it up inside, and gets a first down at the 47-yard line.
Ty Reedhead, definitely an option quarterback, and you saw it that time. Starts to work down the line, and just with a big burst, turns upfield and gets just shy of the first down. Maybe they're going to measure. I think he gets it. We'll see if they call for the measurement, but looks like Delau got shaken up a little bit. We've been calling Matt Delau out of Northwest Christian, calling his name a lot defensively, making a lot of plays out there. He gets assisted off the field.
He's one of those kids that just keeps coming back on. They go tape him up and then send him back out.
Give him a Band-Aid. Again, the North does get the first down, so 1st and 10.
Reedhead from the gun, hand to Kelly Wood. Wood hit at the line of scrimmage up high. He is able to break that tackle, and then he pushes the pile forward. Cameron DeLong on the tackle for the South, but not before Kelly Wood picks up about 7 yards.
Hey, Kelly Wood, another guy out of Winslow we've seen run quite a bit. You know, defensively, you see guys maybe taking shots in the upper body. You know, you're going to have a hard time bringing out a good running back if you hit him up high. And that's what happened to Kelly Wood. He's a good running back. You better make sure you get a good solid tackle on him. That time, he keeps his feet moving, gets those extra yards.
2nd down and 5 after the gain of 5 by Wood. Wood sweeping to the left, cuts it upfield. That's a 1st down and more. Out to the 35, to the 30, down the far sideline, knocked out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Caleb Bush pushes him out.
And again, Kelly Wood, a guy we just saw with that, getting those hard yards inside. This time, just on a speed sweep, looked like almost, as he ran around the corner, outruns everybody. A nice little burst and a kind of shift. He cuts inside, makes guys miss, but gets all the way down to inside the 20.
Kelly Wood from Winslow High School.
Actually inside the 25.
And we get timeout on the field. We'll take one with them. With 5:04 left to play 3rd quarter, North leads 26-14. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of the 2014 State All-Star Game on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Do you know a young hero? Someone under 18 who is helping others in your community or around the world.
We need young heroes now more than ever.
The Barron Prize for Young Heroes recognizes 25 young people who are making a difference.
Dream big. Everyone can make a difference.
If you know a young hero, nominate them today. Go to barronprize.org. That's barronprize.org.
Remodeling your home? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need new shingles? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Building a new deck? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need siding? Want to save money? Yep, Case Supply saves you money on siding too. Case Supply has the best prices and the best selection on roofing, siding, decking, windows, and doors. Even better than the big box stores. So the next time you want to save money, see Case Supply in Taylor, Pine Top, and now across from the Dairy Queen in Sholo.
And you're on.
Welcome back to Sholo High School. North leading 26-14 with the football. 1st and 10. Ball at the 24-yard line. Swing pass to Williams. Williams looking to cut up field. Chris Glass knocking him down for the South.
Good defensive pursuit that time, knowing Chris Johnson's not an easy guy to bring down. Nice job defensively trailing. These guys don't stop. Big guys, you know, you're pressuring the quarterback, just turn and run. These guys doing an outstanding job.
Under 4.5 to play in the 3rd. Trips to the right side of the formation this time, and a single receiver to the left. Ty Reedhead working from the gun. Takes it on the off tackle left side, spins out of a tackle. And Caleb Bush wraps him up for the South. Not much there for the North, but Reedhead looked like he was going to be stopped for a loss. Picks up a couple on the play, getting some yards after contact. 3rd down and 8. You know, Caleb Bush is one of those guys we've called a lot tonight out of San Carlos High School. He's a 2nd team Division 5 Athlete of the Year. He plans to attend Eastern Arizona College in the fall, and he's also a guy that loves basketball. So 3 receivers to the right. Jake Zeiler is one of those. Out far to the right, and the single receiver to the left. Chris Johnson inside in that, and they try to pitch to Wood, and the ball is fumbled. It looks like the North may have it back, but a 4th down coming up. We'll see if Borrego has a leg or not tonight.
I tell you what, or it seemed like on that pitch, Kelly Wood really not looking for it, really trying to make the turn or get out, not looking back. A quicker pitch than he expected. Luckily, the North manages to hang on to it. Jace Wyatt on that offensive line, and one of those quick guys managed to get back and cover.
A shot here on the sidelines. Well, we just lost a shot, but that was Marcus Scott from Safford. The back of his helmet. Jake Seiler, Bryce Rove, Chris Johnson in a trip set on the right side. Ty Reedhead on 4th down. North set to go for it. Now they'll call a timeout. 2.5 left to play in the third. We'll keep it here with the scoreboard.
26.
Reading in favor of the North, 26-14, and the North really has had a pretty good game here. South, I think it's been a little bit outsized.
A little bit. I will tell you what, I think the speed maybe, and maybe the power as you're talking about, but it seems like the backfield doing an outstanding job. And I will tell you that I thought the South is playing stronger now. We saw in that first half, maybe not a whole lot of stuff. They did manage to score, I think, once, but again, we saw them come back and answer quickly here in the second and the third quarter. Down by 12, though, defensively, you can bet they really want to make a stop. They don't want to let this gap get too big. They've got 1 quarter to come back, and neither one of these teams, unless we saw a drop touchdown by the South. The Coolidge receiver couldn't come up with it. But so that's another score, but it's hard, to make some quick scores and come back against good teams, good athletes.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about that, but we've seen that the South can move the football, and we'll see if they can get something going here. If they can keep this a 2-touchdown game here, this is a critical 4th down play coming up here after this timeout.
It is a critical 4th down.
4th down and 11.
It's critical for the South.
It's critical for both of them. I think this is a chance for the North to kind of put this game out of reach. I think this is a chance for the South to keep it
for Borrego to maybe.
Oh, look at that! They're going to go for the field goal. They bring Borrego on. The spot will be
unless they pick it
at the 28, so it'll be a 38-yard field goal. Borrego has plenty of leg. No, not plenty of leg. It is short, and it's no good. So that's going to give the South the football again.
Kind of an interesting approach. It looked like he almost had a little hitch there where he stopped and then came back and took a couple, step and kick. Not a lot of them, normally these guys get their momentum going. He kind of hesitates here, and that time just didn't have the leg strength to get it.
I'll tell you, these seniors really like to knock down those yard markers. You notice that? We just had Ron Everingham just put up all the yard markers for us so we could see where they were on the field. And the seniors on the far side have knocked down the 30-yard line again.
Well,
we don't have a 30-yard line anymore.
That's just atrocious.
Yeah, I mean, you're telling me.
For us old guys.
Makes me say things like there's 55-yard lines on the field. There's a pass complete to Ricky Hampton, and Hampton slips a tackle. Just about got away from one. Gets close to 1st down yardage, and that's Emil Duran on a tackle.
Came up flying up, and really an incredible tackle that time. Knocks him to his feet because he had lots of green in front of him.
I have a note on Hampton. I don't quite have, unfortunately, we don't have their numbers. Our numbers don't match up with the notes that we have on them, so it's very difficult for us to find.
Their names are alphabetical.
Yeah, no, these are not alphabetical, just by the way.
Sometimes that's a good way to file them.
It would be a good way to sort those. You want to take some time to sort those
It's a filter, actually, and just something to think about.
Yeah, well, you're welcome to have at it, Bill. There's a stack here for you to start on.
You're killing me.
Handoff, 1st down. Caleb Bush on the carry.
I'm going to go on a limb and say it's out on just beyond the 30-yard line.
And to Campos, and Campos getting some good yardage up the middle. Sham Bowman on the tackle.
A little shaking up that time. Tanner Fitch looked like he took a shot, just shaking his head a little bit, but nice bit of running, as you mentioned it.
2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Kyle Johnson in the gun. 2nd down and 2. Johnson to throw near side. Has his man. It's caught. 45-yard line. He gets a first down, then he gets punished on the near side. Matt Ramirez on the reception.
Matt Ramirez out of Florence. Again, makes the first defender miss, makes a little shake and bake, but trailing from the back, it's Brody Bell comes up, makes a hard tackle as he's chasing from the back.
And 1st down and 10 now for the South. 43 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Give it to Campos. Campos tackled by Brody Bell with not much there. Ian Campos, offensive MVP, freshman defensive MVP, and MVP his junior year and his senior year as well, offensive MVP. He's been one of those players for Florence High School that has just been a contributor for 4 years.
A playmaker, absolutely. And again, Kyle Johnson, we've seen his arm, he can throw it on a line when he needs to. This time he turns it upfield, can't see anything open. Quick little burst, makes some guys miss, gets about 4 yards out of nothing. Finally stopped by Chris Padilla out of Round Valley.
And that'll end the 3rd quarter. We'll step away. It's the North up 26-14. This is the 2014 State All-Star Game on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
I talk a lot about Ford trucks, and why wouldn't I? I mean, best-selling truck for 36 years running, because Ford's always thinking ahead to next year and not resting on last year. But now I'm going to talk about something different. Where you want to buy your new Ford truck. You just gotta drive by Sholo Ford to see how many trucks they have. Or go online to sholoford.com. And Guy Hatch is going to get you a great deal. Because he promises you he is not going to be undersold by anyone, anywhere. And if you know Guy, if he says it, he means it. And not only that, but all his F-150s come with lifetime engine warranties. Why would you think about buying anywhere else? Sholo Ford. We want to exceed your expectations. We're Sholo Ford, your friendly family Ford dealer on the east end of the Deuce.
And you're hot.
Welcome back to Sholo High School, home of the Cougars, and host tonight to the 2014 Division 4 and 5 State All-Star Game, football game. And the South putting together a little drive here, but faces a 3rd and 7 from their 46-yard line. Kyle Johnson sends out 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Looking left, now goes right, caught by Hampton, slips a tackle, 30, 25, 10, 5, touchdown Hampton. He scores it on a 48-yard touchdown reception from Kyle Johnson.
Nice job by Kyle Johnson. Looks away, looks to the far side, comes back, makes the nice throw inside to Ricky Hampton out of Yuma Catholic. And Ricky Hampton, Bryce Reve comes up hard, misses on the fake, on a little shake, and then it's Hampton with his speed all the way into the end zone.
Hampton was a first-team All-State wide receiver this past year. Also, first-team All-State defensive back and kick return. 2-time state champion, first-team All-Division wide receiver and quick kick return, and second-team defensive back, all-section first-team wide receiver, defensive back, and second-team kick returner. And guess what he likes to do in his spare time?
Probably watches highlight films.
Play Madden football.
Absolutely.
He also likes to work out, of course, play football. He's playing football at Hiram College.
Oh, nice.
In the fall.
I tell you what, all these guys got a lot of, looks like a lot of blue skies ahead. A lot of things to look forward to. I've never seen a guy who has that, gets selected for the all quick kick team, or what was that you mentioned? He was
kick return
and quick kick. You said quick kick.
Did I say quick kick return?
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's a new
category.
It's a new category, and yes,
the fact that he has received that is pretty impressive.
Yes, and thanks for pointing that out, Bill.
I got it.
We'll step away. 26-21. It's the South coming back. We've got a lot of time left.
A lot of football left.
Stay tuned. This is Show Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Remodeling your home? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need new shingles? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Building a new deck? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need siding? Want to save money? Yep, Case Supply saves you money on siding too. Case Supply has the best prices and the best selection on roofing, siding, decking, windows, and doors. Even better than the big box stores. So the next time you want to save money, see Case Supply in Taylor, Pine Top, and now across from the Dairy Queen in Show Low.
Here's your intro. And you're hot.
Welcome back to Show High School. We just lost all of our power somehow. And so we'll try to reestablish a connection with our radio audience here.
Park Resort this year. And get your skiing and snowboarding
return
at Sunrise.
And
all
Johnson, Bryce Rove actually going to return it. Gets a big return for the South.
Bryce Rove, again, solid return, as you mentioned it, for the North, as he took the ball right at the end zone, gets the ball out beyond the 35. Nice bit of running by Bryce Rove. And again, you know, it's a pucker time because you've seen the South now cutting the lead, our score 26-21. And so the South, as you mentioned, definitely making a run. We'll see how the North responds. The intensity level picking up here into the fourth quarter.
Delmar's in at quarterback.
And Redmond Delmar in at quarterback. And Nolan Cook gets the handoff, and Cook carries some tacklers with him out across the 45, out to the 48-yard line. Call it the 46.
You know, we've been talking about that line. Great job. Maybe it's the size as you talked about as well, Camden. But I tell you what, nice job of running by Nolan Cook. As he steamrolls down, gets just shy of the first down, 9 yards on that first down.
And second down and 1, hand to Cook. Cook with the hole on the left side, pulls his way and lowers his shoulder and knocks over a South player, and he's not getting up. And that looked a little scary. Jarrett Johnson, slow to his feet, gets hit hard at the 45-yard line. And that was a snot knocker.
Absolutely. One of those, again, as Mike Caldwell labeled it, a downhill runner. And again, just lowers the boom, drops his shoulder, finishes strong. Kudos to Johnson, though. He gets up and is ready to make a play, although they're going to pull him off the field.
Just over 11 to play. Hand it to Cook again. And Cook finding more room off the right side as this offensive line for the North is starting to open things up in the running game for the North.
Nice little run by, again, just stand with him. Nolan Cook running off the right side. Almost a little bit of a fake, which, again, when a guy runs that hard, everybody's aware, makes him think a little bit, gives him a chance to get through the line, get those extra yards.
You know, Ricky Hampton's touchdown reception on that last play reminds us to remind you, as we get a fumble on the field, somehow looked like Redmond
gets his long arm out there and pulls it back in.
Gets it back, yeah. Reminds us to remind you about the Indian Pine Restaurant, Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store Player of the Game, which we'll announce at the conclusion of tonight's contest, and there's a lot of candidates for that right now.
I tell you what, it'd probably be easier to say who's not in the running, because I don't think there is anybody. A lot of plays on both sides of the ball. And again, a great game to watch as we're into the fourth quarter.
Wide receiver to the far side of the set for the North. Single receiver on the narrow side of the field as well. Give it to Cook. Cook upended, and a great play by Chris Glass. An outstanding effort as he submarines in and gets Nolan Cook for a loss.
And hits him where he needs to low. Chris Glass out of Coolidge, Arizona, playing outside linebacker on the far side, comes up, makes a nice hard tackle, and you know, Nolan Cook wanted to keep his feet, just couldn't do it as he went to the ground.
A one-touchdown lead for the North here, 26-21. And on fourth down, it looks like for the moment they're going to punt this one away. But they're struggling to get players where they need to go. Bryce Rove comes in late,
Here we go, watch the blitz.
possibly replacing someone on special teams here. Is that the last thing you implement is special teams in a short week?
Actually, these are good coaches. It's probably the first thing they initiate, just because special teams make such an important part of your team.
Joseph Terrell from Safford puts a big boot into this one and sends it into the end zone. It goes 60 yards into the end zone, but it'll come back out. He'll net 40 yards on it, but what a terrific boot he had on that one.
Big fella coming off the field looking for some love, and there's a little kid down there, some son of one of the coaches probably, and he's the only one that's really going to give him some love.
South has scored the last 2 touchdowns. They have the ball again. North leads by 1 touchdown, but only 5 points after some missed point after tries. They're up 26-21. So a touchdown puts the South ahead in this contest with 9 minutes left to play. 2 left, 2 right. Hand it off to Getling. Getling has some room. Getling gets hammered by Finch after he picks up a first down. That's a hello.
Well, Zach Gatling, again out of Scottsdale Christian, a big running back that time, lots of speed, but Tanner Finch, as you mentioned, comes back from the backside and really gets a shot on him, but not until he'd gotten the first down. Nice bit of running.
Hand it off straight across, or straight up the middle, and gets it out across the 35-yard line.
Tanner Finch is coming off maybe a little bit shaken up that time. Too many on the field, as you mentioned, but again, the South staying with the works. Zach Gatling, big running back.
Quick throw out to Hampton on the left side, and Hampton hit by Rove and swung down.
Bryce Rove missed him on that score he got. This time Bryce Rove comes up and makes a nice little tackle.
We get a penalty marker thrown, and it'll go against the South. So a little insult to injury here after they get a tackle for a loss. They're going to tack some more on from the far side. I don't know if the South, maybe John at the official on the far side, or
I'm not sure who it's against. Seems like they're still trying to work it out. I'm sure Ron Everingham has an idea of what happened.
Ron's got it covered, I'm sure. Go back to his varsity MVP, first team all Division 4.
Yeah.
It's too much time. No, I don't know.
We've got a call that we do not know.
Yeah,
that's not saying a lot.
Let's see if Ron can
Ron's working the sidelines. Ron Everingham down there. We can go to Ron.
Ron's got nothing. Remember last time we did that to Brandon?
But what we're lucky about is Ron's going the right direction at least. He's not running away from the fire.
Okay, too many men on the field.
Tough call after a great play.
Yeah. So South going to get some free yardage here, and they will mark the football.
Midfield.
At midfield with a fresh set of downs. Quick throw near side to Fanning. Fanning has a first down and more. He's going to be tripped up by Chris Johnson and knocked out of bounds near sideline.
Well, Fanning again out of Rio Rico. That shows his speed. Again, Chris Johnson, one of those fast guys from Blue Ridge, comes up, and Fanning kind of rolls outside, cuts outside, and Chris Johnson has to change his angle, makes a stop, but not until he made a nice little gain.
Fanning with quite a few accomplishments over his career. Elite Warrior of the Week, first team all-section and second team all-division. And he's going on to play football at the next level. And the pass from Kyle Johnson is caught. Michael Bauer goes into the air and makes the reception. Just shy of the 20-yard line, inside the 25 of the 23. Back to Aaron Fanning. He's going to be playing for Pima Community College next season.
Michael Bauer out of Australia Foothills makes the catch.
We get timeout on the field. And see if we can get into this huddle.
Let him throw the stuff in short, okay?
What do you want me in for?
What? Got it?
What do you want me in for?
Huh? You got to read ready and do it. Be ready over here. You understand? Read ready. Go. Read head. Get out. Get in. Durant hustle. Read head.
All right, that's the north huddle there at the timeout. Defensive huddle, talking
Marcus
about
Bell
what they're
out
going to
there.
do.
And what you like is his tone, because there wasn't a lot of love in that sound. You know, he's telling them, encourage him to make, let him throw underneath.
Hey, you think they want to win this game?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think there's any question, man. It's intense on both sides, and this is. Now these guys are, as I think Ron pointed out, they're just competitors, and the officials. I think the officials wanted this to be kind of just a fun game, but I don't think these kids or these coaches are treating it that way.
It all starts out fun, and then somebody decides it's not fun anymore.
Somebody hits somebody in the mouth, and then we get going.
And then they hit them back. 7:06 left here in the fourth. You know, another shout out I think we ought to give is to our crew out there on the cameras.
Kyle Johnson, complete to Hampton, has a first down and more at the 5. He dives inside the 5-yard line on a middle screen, and they're going to have a first and goal from the 4.
And what a great play. You know, when you talk about play selection, again, well executed, and what a play, and what a run by Ricky Hampton. Again, just coming up shy, gets the ball inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line, it looks like. But just an outstanding job by the South, knocking on the door.
And I'm loving this. Look at this. South trailing the whole game. Going to get a chance to go up here. They'll get 4 tries from inside the 5. First and goal from the 4-yard line. 2 right, 2 left. Kyle Johnson in the gun. Takes the high snap, loses it, picks it up, in trouble. Going to be sacked for a loss. Tanner Finch knocks him to the ground.
Absolutely, Tanner Finch, and with pressure early on as well, it's Brody Bell, another Round Valley player. Tanner Finch from Round Valley. The Round Valley guys really closing in from the outside. Brody Bell gets a shot at him. Tanner Finch finishes it up.
Tanner Finch was first-team all-section offense and defensive end during the season for Round Valley. Kyle Johnson takes a snap, looks far side, has a man, and it is incomplete. Went up for the jump ball, and he got it knocked away for a moment. And incomplete with 6 minutes left to play in the contest, and it brings up 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal from the 14. What do you do here, Coach? That's you, Bill. What do you do here?
I think you score if you're from the South.
Okay. 3rd and goal from the 14. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Kyle Johnson with a single back flanking him in the backfield. Throws left as he falls. And they throw to the corner of the end zone, and it is caught for the touchdown. How about that?
Holy smokes, it's one of those where you throw it out and you bounce it, but it's behind him, so that way he can again throw it forward. They look at it like it's a let-up, or it's a play that's gone banned. And defensively, 2 guys on the receiver, two defenders on the receiver that time have their back turns. The ball is thrown perfectly where the receiver goes up, makes a tough catch. Immediately he's sandwiched, but manages to keep his feet in the end zone. He's in the back of the end zone. What a job by the South. Again, taking the lead for the first time in tonight's game.
Jacob Frithson from Florence is the guy who threw that one. And Hampton is the guy that caught it in the back of the end zone, and he just ripped it away from the defender. The interesting thing about that, Bill, is the defense didn't seem to be fooled. They were still with Hampton.
Right.
But Hampton, with the strong-arming his way in there, able to pull that one away from the defenders. And we got a penalty marker thrown on the point after try.
Well, great effort going on, and a great shot. You can see these guys working hard, trying to catch their breath. Again, they've been putting a lot of effort out there all night long. We'll see how this thing finishes up. Again, 5:51, and the South takes the lead now. Our score 27-26.
Hampton from Frissom and the South All-Stars come from behind and take the lead by 2 with 5:51 left. And now we got a great ball game going on.
Our scoreboard says 1, 27-26.
Well, they don't know what the score is. They've been wrong all night. 1 point lead for the South, 27-26. But we're going to retry the point after try. Look at this. Are they going to go for 2? We had a penalty marker on the point after. And Frisson at quarterback takes the snap. Hand to Bush. Bush dives to the end zone. 2-point conversion successful.
I tell you what, you got to be impressed by the running back that time. Starts tripping as he got the handoff and manages to still keep enough balance as he's headed downhill to get in all the way into the end zone, about 5 yards where his head was just inches above the ground. Great job that time by the South running back.
And now it is a 3-point lead for the South. They go up by a field goal. We'll step away. 5:46 left to play in the contest. This is Show-Low Ford's presentation of the 2014 State All-Star Game on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Selling truck for 36 years running, because Ford's always thinking ahead to next year and not resting on last year. But now I'm going to talk about something different. Where you want to buy your new Ford truck. You just gotta drive by Show-Low Ford to see how many trucks they have. Or go online to showlowford.com. And you know Guy Hatch is going to get you a great deal. Because he promises you he is not going to be undersold by anyone, anywhere. And if you know Guy, you know if he says it, he means it. And not only that, but all his F-150s come with lifetime engine warranties. Why would you think about buying anywhere else? Show-Low Ford. We want to exceed your expectations. We're Show-Low Ford, your friendly family Ford dealer on the east end of the Deuce.
Toyota. Here's your intro. And you're hot.
And another touchback by Kyle Johnson. 5:45 left to play in this contest. The North, who was in full command of this one, up by 3 touchdowns, finds himself trailing by 3 points now with approaching the 5.5-minute mark of the contest. And so far tonight, Bill, the North have looked like the more dominant team, but the South coming alive late in this contest to take the lead.
Absolutely, and a little pucker factor now for the North, as this is the first time they've been down in this game.
There's a handoff to Nolan Cook, and Cook fighting his way across the 20-yard line out to the 23.
So you see more emotional play defensively by the South now, a little bit more energy, and yet the North maybe wanting to be a little more composed offensively as they try to move the ball down the field.
Under 5.5 to play now. Cook going to check out of the lineup for the North. Couple on that last play by Nolan Cook. Wood comes in for Nolan Cook. And 2nd and 8. Winslow running back. Wood lines up in the backfield with Ty Reedhead at the quarterback position in the shotgun. Steps back, throws right, and misses the target, overthrows him. Maureen looked like he was wide open down the center of the field, and he's shaking his head coming back to the huddle, as they may have missed 6 points there.
Well, you know, again, Cade Mooring out of Round Valley, a big tight end, just running a seam route right down the middle. And as you mentioned, wide open, couldn't really, Ty Reedhead didn't pick him up. And big fella's going, hey, what do I got to do? Because he's a big guy out there on the field as well.
Yeah, big target for sure. Wide receiver to the near side of the set for the North is Tyus Sarnowski, and we get a penalty marker thrown on the, I guess they're still discussing that previous play, a hold call, I guess. Oh, I see. The south side's deciding whether or not to take that penalty. Holding is the call. And they'll decline the hold call, which would have been 10 from the spot. I didn't see where the flag was thrown.
3rd and long, they're going to trust their defense to make this stop. Field position probably.
3rd and 8, Reedhead in the gun, single back in the backfield is Wood. Reedhead in trouble, flush, comes to the near side, turns it upfield, pulls to a first down, has a first down, lowers his shoulder, fights his way forward to the 40-yard line.
What a job by Ty Reedhead. Again, that play at the design pass play, doesn't see it and just turns and lets loose. Gets around the near side right in front of his bench. Gets the first down, as you mentioned. Not a guy that's going to step out of bounds. Lowers his shoulder and does a nice job.
Garcia, the guy that stood in his way that time and got bowled over. Ruben Garcia pops back up, though, and is okay. 4:39 left to play. North threatening here now with a little bit of momentum. From the 37, Wood keeps, tries to sweep right side, upended on a great open field tackle that time by the South. And Elijah Throckmorton with the tackle.
I tell you, Elijah Throckmorton coming from his corner spot, sees that play developing and just comes up hard, lowers his shoulder. Kelly Wood, not an easy guy to bring down, but no doubt about it, Throckmorton that time out of Combs High School comes up. Elijah does a great job. And, you know, when you talk about Elijah Throckmorton, offensive player, Combs High, Phoenix College football player, obviously his hobby is sports, future plans to become a business owner.
Kelly Wood sweeps right side, has a first down across the 45 to the 47. North
finally stopped by Chance Weir out of Camp Verde. But again, going right, Kelly Wood, you know what you like about these guys? They're like thoroughbreds. You know, they struggle. They may get shots where it's not working. But every play, they're trying to bust it. Kelly Wood, not a guy that you're going to hold down. You can try to slow him down. But he comes back with a great run, gets a first down. And again, as you mentioned, threatening to score. They're getting more towards midfield. At least they're almost to the midfield. And again, moving the ball nicely is the North now.
First down and 10, take the snap, fake the handoff, look left, caught by Kelly Wood. Kelly Wood starts to slip, keeps his feet, turns the corner, gets around the corner, and gets across midfield. James Taus.
Taus out of Florence makes a big fella, makes a tackle, but again, Kelly Wood stumbles as he managed to go down to make the catch and just keeps going. Even though he really didn't have good feet underneath him, still hard to bring down. And again, pulling 7 yards out of that play.
3:04 left to play in the fourth quarter. The North, clock rolling, trails by 3, second down and 3. From the South 47, call it the 46. Give it to Caldwell, and Caldwell pulls his way inside for a first down, turns the corner at the left, and now some jawing after the play and a flag flies at the point of contact.
Levi Caldwell, again, another one of those powerful running backs, bounces out to the outside, little speed guy, and finishes strong. Penalty again is going to help the North a lot as they're moving now into South territory. Ball probably is going to end up inside the 30.
Hey,
2 minutes, 43 seconds. Clock stopped with the penalty and an unsportsmanlike against the South. And we get a 15-yarder. So the North just got a gift from the South there. That couldn't have come at a more opportune time for the North and a more inopportune time for the South. Ball at the 20-yard line, South 20-yard line, and a fresh set of downs for the North. Plenty of time on the clock. Now they'll start to think about running some clock here. Reedhead takes the snap, hand it to Caldwell. Caldwell tries to find a seam. He's stopped up after he gets a couple. Gets pushed backwards, Cameron DeLong, and you hear the whistles continuing out there.
Really trying to convince these guys the play is over. You know what I like from our angle, we were right looking behind Levi Caldwell as he makes 3 cuts in that little run to gain about a yard. You know, you look at him change direction that quickly. That shows the kind of ability that little running back's got. Again, he only gets a yard out of it, but just trying to find a spot, any kind of a space, a little bit of light, you know, and a nice bit of running because it was definitely well defended.
And too many guys on the field for the North. They'll call a timeout, try to sort things out. We'll keep it here with 1:47 and talk about our post-game comments where we'll announce our Indian Pine Restaurant player of the game and our Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store player of the game. One for the North, one for the South tonight will be announced.
And a great job by Honda. We want to thank them, as you mentioned all year long. Check out all their information, what's coming up at honda.com, HON-DAH.com. Check them out on the web. They'll let you know what's coming up in their events.
Don't forget also, if you are interested in hiking, camping, hunting, or fishing gear, you'll find it at the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store. South of Pine Top on Highway 260, right-hand side of the road just before you get to Honda. And this is...
nice little shot right now for those of you viewing on the iTalk site. Again, it's of the North huddle right now. Too many players on the field, had to call timeout, not one you maybe wanted to use. But again, 1:47 left. North knocking on the door it's just outside their 20, or inside their 20.
Going to give South with the timeout, comes out of the timeout with 1:47 left to play on the game clock. And a 2nd down and 9 for them as they send one receiver to the right, one to the left.
Little size issue here on the near side.
And they'll keep, Reedhead keeps it, sweeps left side, slips in between a tackler, and dives inside the 5-yard line. Ruben Garcia trips him up, but he has a 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal. They'll mark him at the 5.
I tell you what, Ruben Garcia has had a pretty awesome night as far as, you know, you're looking at a safety that's coming up making some tough tackles. Actually, he's a corner, lined up against Cade Mooring. And Ruben Garcia, not the biggest guy out there. Cade Mooring, a big tight end out of Round Valley. So a matchup difference. I'm surprised they don't try to take advantage of it.
Wide receiver left and a wide receiver to the right. 2 backs in the backfield along with Ty Reedhead. Reedhead keeps, goes right side from the 5. He's in. Touchdown, North. Back on top by 3.
Ty Reedhead, a guy that kind of a go-to play for him his whole high school career. That time on the option fake, turns up the right side and just outruns everybody as he turns the corner. Well blocked and not very well defended. Ty Reedhead, not an easy guy to stop by any means, but nobody even touches him as easy gets into the end zone.
Reedhead having an outstanding career for the Snowflake Lobos and kind of capping off his senior year with this all-star game, and it's fitting that he's able to score a couple here tonight.
So a lot of these guys, 3-sport athletes, Ty Reedhead, one of those guys, you know, pretty accomplished basketball player as well.
Well, Reedhead, during the regular season, an all-state linebacker, though he was an outstanding quarterback. His honors came on the defensive side. He got all-state linebacker in 2014, Scholar Athlete of the Year, and plans to complete an LDS mission and actually has his call to Chalaco, Mexico.
I will go out on a limb and say he's going to be very fluent in Spanish. If he isn't already, you can bet. And we'll see if he's converted to soccer by the time he comes back. You know what I'm saying?
That's the type of football they'll play down there, that's for sure. North goes up by 4 with a good PAT. 33-29 is our score with 1:22 left to play in the contest. We'll step away. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does. And like that, you're a job creator.
Time, buying chamois. Listen, take it.
We'll try to get things worked back up here. The kickoff is going to go to Fanning. Fanning to bring it back for the North. And we apologize. We had a power outage up here in the press box. Brand new press box for Show Low High School and still working out some kinks. So we've had our trials here tonight.
Well, absolutely. But again, not really trying to give him an opportunity. Little squib kick.
Minute 19 left, and we get an opportunity to talk about our players of the game, brought to you by the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store. Don't forget, best hiking, camping, and fishing gear, you find it at the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store. Highway 260 south of Pine Top on the right-hand side of the road. If you come up to the mountains, be sure to stop by and ask where the best fishing is. They got the best experts around at the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store. On first down, Kyle Johnson throws, is picked off by Jake Seiler at the 34. He's going to take it in for a pick six. Jake Seiler from St. John's High School.
I tell you what a way to play. That time Jake Seiler out in the flat just stepped up in between the receiver and the quarterback and makes an incredible interception and takes it right in, scoots it right into the end zone for a pick six. Outstanding play by Jake Seiler from St. John's, Arizona.
All right, so Bill, I don't know if we can call a player of the game yet. They want us to get a player of the game out before the end of this contest.
Well, I think we want one from both sides, both from the north and the south. I tell you what, Jake Seiler, kudos to him. I thought he made an outstanding play, and again, kind of ensures the victory for the North. But also, I don't know, another guy you got to talk about, Ty Reed, had 2 scores. Again, big runs. We saw a critical run here on the last drive. It was third and long. He managed to come around here to the near side, gets all the way downfield, again, just on his athleticism alone. But there are so many guys that contributed. Brody Bellick, another guy defensively, he did an outstanding job. Bryce Orvay, another guy that scored early on. Bryce Orvay doing an outstanding job. Actually scored twice, both in the air, I think.
I'll tell you, this is not an easy night to be calling players of the game. I don't envy you at all, Bill.
You know what, and that's why I'm going to share it with you. You know, from the south as well, I thought the quarterback, till that pick right there, had an outstanding game. You know, we saw him make some throws and under a lot of pressure early on, doing all this kicking, does an outstanding job. But also on their big push, again, I thought it was Caleb Bush. And also Ricky Hampton, another guy, number 6.
Hampton,
I thought it was Hampton that really kind of was the key to their push at the end to kind of take the leads. I think a guy that is in the running as well.
So who's it going to be?
Matt Delau.
Who are you picking?
You know, I think for the South, I'm going to go with Ricky Hampton. I thought he had a couple plays or a couple scores. He makes a lot of plays, but a couple plays that were critical to the South getting back into this thing. Ty Reed had, not to say that Bryce Orvay, outstanding, 2 scores, can't knock that. I will say that he, I think he, or 2 rushing and 1 passing, so.
And Aaron Fanning on the kickoff return. He could go 40, 35, 30, to the 20, to the 10, 5.
Aaron Fanning now.
Aaron Fanning cuts the lead.
From Rio Rico. And again, there's a flag on the field. We'll see what happens with it.
Flag back at the 48-yard line. Oh, brother. I don't know how you call a player of the game with this
I tell you what, you
game.
can't. There's so many outstanding athletes.
I think we should just defer to the coaches down there. They gave us this assignment, and I don't think we should take it.
I will tell you, though, in my mind, it's going to be between Rove and Ty Reedhead. And on the other side, I still really feel like Ricky Hampton out of Yuma Catholic, or Caleb Bush is another guy. But yeah, I would say, honestly,
Hampton, really
Ricky
great
Hampton,
night. Yeah.
Got to give kudos to him.
Now
it's a coin toss on the rest of it.
It's tough
the North
all the way around. I don't know how you pick.
And again, there's lots of game left, 55 seconds. We'll see who this penalty's against. If it's against the North, I tell you what, it's going to be an interesting kickoff, and that made it.
The ref doesn't need help from the South coach. South coach is chewing on the official.
The head coach is Roger Shanks. These guys are out of Santan Foothills. A little bit of excitement from the South coaches.
This has been, I've been to a lot of all-star events, used to call all-star games when the games were held down at Eastern Arizona College years ago. And I don't ever remember a game being this intense and this close. I mean, this has been a lot of fun to watch.
I tell you, just a lot of energy, a lot of excitement, and both teams representing their schools and their divisions very well.
At the moment, it's the North up 40-35, but we're debating a South touchdown if this is called back. And I believe the South is going to get the touchdown, and the officials are going to explain it. They're waving off the flag. Let's find out from Ron. Let's go down and listen to the conversation on the field. And I don't know that we can, unfortunately, we can't really hear
the audio
of the 2014 State All-Star Game on iTalk 106.7, KNKI Pine Top, a Kopenicky communication station. Ron? And we'll check in with Ron. Ron, did you get the explanation on that, Ron?
Yeah, he said they're going to kick this, and just because of the safety of the kids, they're going to kick this and then call the game, I guess, is what the official said.
Well, they're going to go to a two-point conversion here, and Rove going to pick it off, and I think that seals the deal for Bryce Rove.
I'd say Bryce Rove, absolutely great way to finish.
And the officials calling the game with 55 seconds here. And it's 40-35 North. North went up 33-29. Jake Seiler. And we check it. They're not going to call the game. Now let's.
No, they're going to run it.
South is taking the field. They're getting ready to kick off.
So Jake Seiler and Ty Reedhead in the final, within 8 seconds of each other, put 6 up. I forget what the score, that was 33-29. Reedhead regaining the lead for the North by 3. Jake Seiler made it a 7-point lead, 40-29. And the South scoring here with 55 seconds remaining. And with 55 seconds, they've cut the lead down to 5 here, 40-35 after their 2-point conversion failed. So 40-35, a 5-point lead for the North. And Aaron Fanning ran the kickoff return, and here's a short kick picked up by Jim Bowman, and Bowman with the head of steam brings it back to the South 45-yard line. The fireworks aren't over yet, folks.
A player down from the South, Sloan getting up. I think it's Caleb Bush, number 1 out of St. Carlos.
We've talked about Ricky Hampton as a player of the game, but Fanning after that run back, any other thoughts on him?
Nice run back, outstanding job at a critical time, did a great job. I'm going to tell you, I think we're going to stay with Ricky Hampton in my mind, and I would say probably Bryce Rove. A couple scores. We saw that defensive play just now, and also 2 interceptions. So on both sides of the ball, doing an outstanding job. An incredibly tough decision. You could give it to about half a, well, maybe it's
good. He's at the 20. Touchdown, Nolan Cook. How about that? Let's throw him back in the house.
Now it's Nolan Cook back in the running. You know, you got to just make the call. I tell you what an incredible job. Kudos to Nolan Cook on that run, finishing with a strong, stiff arm, you know, and just showing why he's the runner that he's been for the last couple years up at Blue Ridge. Just an outstanding job, and defensively as well, you know, doing a great job for the Yellow Jackets all season long.
This has been a showcase tonight.
It's been an incredible game because defensively, some solid defensive teams, and you know, we talked about what an advantage the defenses have, and yet at the end, it's really been an offensive game.
Let's see. We've had a score at 122, 110, 55, and 43. We've had 4 touchdowns scored in the last 40 seconds. Within the last 40 seconds.
Wide right.
39 seconds.
Isn't going to be able to get the PAT.
PAT's no good. Score 46-35. North with the lead with 43 seconds. 4 touchdowns scored in the last 39 seconds of this contest. And that's really made the debate for player of the game an interesting one.
It is, because I think we've narrowed it down to about 7 players. And, well, there's probably, you could give it to any one of these guys.
I really like Nolan Cook, and I like the way he runs. He's a north-south runner. He's not afraid to take a hit, not afraid to make contact, create contact. And he's one of those players that's very likable on his team, and he's done a terrific job for the North.
I tell you what, you know, when you look at all these guys from the White Mountains that have played, it's just a lot of talent that's been fun watching. It's been fun watching them play. So they're just incredible athletes.
So you're making it official then? So Ricky Hampton and Bryce Rove?
That's going to be my choices, and
So Ricky Hampton for the South and Bryce Rove for the North is our player of the games.
And you know, I don't know how you can make that feeling good because there's so many other players.
Well, I can guarantee you there will be 40 different opinions on this, because
and deservedly so.
Yeah, and
there's an argument for so many of these athletes that have just done an outstanding job.
The one thing we're handicapped with, we don't have official stats, and that would have made it a little easier tonight. But based on what we can recall from this crazy game tonight, that's who we're going with. And here's the ensuing kickoff by the North. And Kyle Johnson will put it into the end zone again. And Kyle Johnson, you know, Kyle Johnson's another guy that you mentioned, but his contribution on special teams, in addition to his contribution.
You know, he was my choice. He threw that pick. And but I really think, in fairness, and, you know, his job, as you mentioned, he's doing everything out there, making some great plays. But I really felt like Ricky Hampton's the guy that kind of helped him get back into this thing. You know, his play really elevated the energy for all of the South. So that's why Ricky Hampton, to me, is a guy that he made some of those plays that, you know, special players make it when you need them most. And I thought Ricky Hampton did a great job with it.
I agree with you.
What?
I have to agree, don't I? Reception made on the far side for the South. They're not done yet. Ricky Hampton with the first down at the 35-yard line, and a new quarterback in for the South. And for the South,
that's going to be Jacob Frisson out of Push Ridge. I think he played a little bit earlier through the touchdown. Actually, he was the wide out that they bounced it to. Frisson now out of the shotgun. Looking
Frisson
back left, steps up and throws.
Caught by Hampton at the 45, to the 40, steps out of bounds with 27 seconds left.
Good job by Hampton, again, recognizing he wasn't going to get it. They're coming in, closing in on him. Wisely just steps out of bounds, stops the clock. 27 seconds, that's at least enough for 2 more scores.
We had 3 and 29, no, 4 and 20, 39. So yeah.
Yeah, we could probably score twice.
Maybe at least
3.
score twice.
Maybe 3. They were a little sluggish. This is like as good a football as you're going to find at any level.
Frithsum takes it, looks left, fires, caught by Hampton, steps out after he picks up another first down.
I tell you what, Frithsum out of the quarterback spot doing an outstanding job. As we mentioned, Frithsum out of Frithsum out of Push Ridge. Again, doing a nice job. Say that 3 times.
"18 seconds left to play in the contest."
Now, what's his name?
46 Frithsum from Push Ridge.
Frithsum? Yeah.
Frithsum takes the snap. Looks left, rolls right, steps up, in trouble, gonna be sacked, and that could do it. Let's see if they call it. They do call a timeout.
Chris Padilla out of Round Valley comes up, makes a nice tackle.
Chris Padilla, another guy that
I've seen make some plays, absolutely.
Talked about a lot. Time out on the field. You know, spent time talking about a lot of these guys. And
you know, I can't help but think these officials are going, you know, this was going to be a fun little evening. We were going to just have a fun little game. And you got these big coaches on either side just, you know, and these teams getting after it with this intensity that, you know, this is about as hard a refereeing job as you're ever going to find.
You know, another guy that has contributed tonight is Justin Johnson from Northwest Christian, first team all-section, first team all-state during his senior year, and he's a guy that is going to be going to Glendale Community College next year.
Yes, he is. Kelly Woods, another guy. Another one is Caldwell, Levi Caldwell out of Snowflake.
Yep.
You know what? Just one of those inspiring guys you see come out on the field and make a difference.
Doug Osborne, a contributor tonight from Combs High School, working, looking to go into law enforcement, be attending MCC next year. He was the first team defensive back this past season, defensive MVP and honorable mention. Chance Weir from the South, a second all-conference linebacker in Division 5. He's attending Yavapai College in the fall, then plans to transfer to a university. Just some tremendous athletes and tremendous kids out here tonight. Frithsum going to go deep after the timeout, going to be picked off again. And it is Tyus
Sarnowski out of Payson.
Tyus, a guy we've called a lot tonight, and he gets a pickoff to presumably end the game, although with 5 seconds, it's an eternity in this game.
Absolutely.
You talked about Matt Delos early on in the game. He's a kid who was a small school defensive player of the year, first team. Going to Glendale Community College next season. Chris Glass, we mentioned him a lot tonight, first team all-conference, second team all-state. Plans to attend Phoenix College in the fall. And John Bayless going to attend Central Arizona College in the fall. Division 5 second team all-section. Some of his honors throughout his career. Jacob
Jacob.
4 seconds left. They'll take a knee. And that's the ball game. The North comes away with the win tonight in a horse race that came down to the wire. Final score 46-35. The North steals a victory from the South with some big scoring late in the contest. We'll get a chance to talk to the coaching staff here in just a moment. Hopefully Ron will get a chance to talk and get some interviews with some of the players and the coaches. We'll keep it here for that, but just hats off to all the players here tonight. It was a special opportunity to be able to talk about this game and to be able to bring this game to you live on the radio and also on the web at italk1067.com. Don't forget, you can watch this contest and standard definition on City 4 TV coming up next week. If you'd like to watch it, you can find it on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week at 7 o'clock, then again on Saturday at 1:30.
So both teams. So our team will have an offense.
And we'll see if Ron gets a chance to talk about it. So now they're saying we need an offense and defensive player of the game, I think they're talking about. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, we don't want to be involved in any of that.
I'm shocked that they would be interested
in our opinion.
In any of our opinions.
Hey, another guy that we didn't get a chance to talk much about for the North tonight was Mitchell Fullenwinder from Thatcher. He's a kid that is planning to go to MCC and wants to become a pharmacist.
Wide receiver, defensive back.
He's
played at Thatcher High School, absolutely.
Was first team all-section and second team all-division last year. Or a couple of his, or rather in his career, a couple of the honors he's had.
Accolades.
Chris Johnson, we mentioned, Blue Ridge All-State running back and second team defensive back. He plans to play college football at Georgia Western University next year.
You know, they called him Georgia. He came from Georgia when he came up to Blue Ridge, and very athletic family.
And Kelly Wood, we talked a lot about tonight from Winslow High School. First team all-section in 2011, 2012, and 2013. Second team all-division in 2013. Shem Bowman from Holbrook High School, called his name several times tonight. All-state defensive player of the year, senior year. He was an all-state wrestler. He was had junior, senior year. Defensively, captain, led his team, just all kinds of accolades for Shem Bowman. He's attending Grand Canyon University and planning on going as pre-med. Plans to become a pediatric surgeon or general practitioner. So,
wow, some smart guys down there on the field, obviously.
Jace Wyatt, another guy that we've mentioned all night long. All-state, all-section, junior, senior years. Honorable mention his sophomore year. And he's going to be attending Glendale Community College. Really outstanding players tonight. A lot of fun to watch these two teams go after it, and it's been just a lot of fun. And we'll take a quick break.
They're announcing the All-Stars.
Well, actually, we'll try to get the MVPs out to you here. So, 35, the North victorious tonight, and let's get a chance to listen to the MVP players of the game.
Caleb Bush.
Defensive All-Star for the South, Caleb Bush, the guy that we had talked about. No-brainer there.
MVPs were chosen by the respective coaching staff.
Congratulations to Caleb Bush, again representing St. Carlos High School.
For the South, from Yuma Catholic, Ricky Hampton.
And Ricky Hampton, offensive MVP for the South.
How tall you think Ricky Hampton is? He just got a hug from his tackle, offensive tackle, and he just about got swallowed by him.
I tell you what, but outstanding play out there, and a guy with some shake and bake. He knows how to make people miss.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about that call.
All right, and now for the All-Star Game champion team MVPs. Defensive MVP for the North, from Round Valley High School, Brody Bell.
Brody Bell, defensive All-Star. I couldn't agree more with that call. A guy that just got after it early, really elevating the defensive play for the guys around him. You know, you see a guy make plays, and he made a lot of plays out there.
Yeah, Brody Bell, especially early on in the contest, was all over the field.
Same can be said for the offensive MVP, for that matter. The offensive MVP for the North, from Snowflake High School, Tyree Head.
And again, Ty Reedhead, the offensive player chosen by his coaches, and kudos to him. Did not
Brody
stand
Bell
up.
plans to attend Eastern Arizona College in the fall.
Again, we congratulate all these young men for great high school football careers, and we thank all of you for your support of the Arizona Coaches Association 2014.
And Ron, it's
Bryce Rove, and this one it was already chosen. So pick another one from the South team.
Hey, the radio.
They're supposed to choose. We had
Kyle Johnson.
No, we had Bryce
South.
Rove from the north.
No, from the south.
Oh,
They
from
want
the
another
south.
one. Kyle Johnson.
Kyle Johnson.
Kyle Johnson.
Live on iTalk 106.7.
Kyle Johnson.
We also picked a couple of them.
It's Kyle Johnson.
Kyle from the south and Bryce Rove.
It's Kyle
Johnson from the north.
Yeah, we're gonna wanted to also point out Kyle Johnson chosen as well.
It was Kyle Johnson.
And let's, Ron, you have Coach. All right, hang tight.
I made a mistake there. On the south, it was Kyle Johnson.
All right, well, we'll take a break. We'll take a quick timeout. Back with hopefully some interviews, and we'll wrap this contest up. Once again, the final, the North victorious tonight over the South. The final score, 46-35 in favor of the North. We'll be back right after this. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
My friend Alex was diagnosed with cancer. I put on a concert with tons of other kids so they could help raise money and lift his spirits.
It's a very good feeling to volunteer.
Kids can really make a difference, helping other people in my community.
To do something bigger than myself. Start at a young age and keep promoting the spirit of volunteerism as you go throughout your life.
Young students make a big difference when they volunteer. Encourage them to learn more about the Prudential Spirit of Community Awards. Visit spirit.prudential.com.
Do you know a young hero? Someone under 18 who is helping others in your community or around the world.
We need young heroes now more than ever.
The Barron Prize for Young Heroes recognizes 25 young people who are making a difference.
Dream big. Everyone can make a difference.
If you know a young hero, nominate them today. Go to barronprize.org. That's barronprize.org.
Listen, take it to Octopus Car Wash.
And Cam, not only you, but it's got to be one of the. I mean, this is going to be a tough act to follow.
Yeah, I don't know. We mentioned I don't think I've ever seen an All-Star game that was this close or this intense. Certainly, we've seen All-Star games with lots of athletes out there, but this is the first time I've seen this close of a game and a game that came down to the wire like this. This is a lot of fun, Well,
especially, when you look at all the scoring that happened in such a short window at the end, these both teams really got it fired up and going, and incredible play. What a game.
Let's go downstairs and check in with Ron Everingham. Ron?
Yeah, down here with Coach Bell. Coach, was this game chippier than you expected coming in?
No, I think that the reason these guys are here is because they're competitors, and, that's what you expect. You got the best of the best here that are competitors, and when you get in that type of environment, I think this is the type of game you expect, and this is what football's all about.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about this week. Like, what do you have time to put in? How much time do you put in plays and things like that with the guys?
Like I said, we had about 3 days to put in plays. We practiced twice a day, and these guys, they picked it up, though. Like you said, it was simple stuff. We didn't want to make it too complicated. Just wanted to let them come out here and use their athletic ability and play. And like you said, tonight it was a great game. There was a lot of people flying around and making plays on both sides of the ball, and it was fun.
Awesome. Now, in a week like this, having been in the off season, any concern with injuries, with players coming in not having time to get ready for games like this, or?
There is to a point, but like you said, a lot of them knew in advance that they had this game, and like you said, they've been training and playing football for a long time, and it's kind of like riding a bike. Once you get that helmet back on and get going, and like you said, there's a few tonight. It's unfortunate, but that's part of football, and I was just proud of both teams just playing a great game and playing physical and not giving up, so it was good.
Yeah, it was an awesome game. Thanks for all the excitement, and congratulations on a North win.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, thanks, Ron, and hopefully we get a few more. You got more, Ron, or no? Okay,
Coaching from the South.
Yeah, we get the South coach, Roger Shanks. So once again, the final here tonight. North able to come away with the victory, and it was a close one. It started out close. North looked like they were going to run away with it midway through. Then the South coming from behind. Final score 46-35. After the North got some big scores late in that contest, it really made this game exciting.
They're definitely going to make liars out of us. We talked about defensively, what an advantage is defensively. And maybe in the first quarter, definitely we saw that. But I'll tell you what, these athletes, quality guys that they are, I can't say enough about what a great game this was to watch and the way these guys executed. And then the scoring, just up and down the field. Great game to watch, to be a spectator. And it's going to be a hard game to follow up with next year. Hopefully, I can't think of a better way to represent this opportunity. And coming back next year, it's going to be fun to see how do you answer when you have a game like this that was played tonight?
Well, I think this is an outstanding event, and I think our hats off has to go to the coaching staffs of Show Low and Snowflake High School, and for all those involved here tonight. And special thanks to all the sponsors that made this possible. And just watching the scene out on the field right now, you see all the families down there talking to players getting a chance to talk to each other and milling around and having a chance to kind of congratulate each other and show some respect in this final.
And, I think, again, we heard Ron Everingham do some interviews earlier or during the game with players. And, they talk about the friendships and how they love these guys. And, again, these are guys that they've played against how many years now, and now they come back. They have an opportunity to spend 3 days with them. And, again, it's a friendship and a relationship, a bonding that only happens out on an athletic field. Great job and just a great idea.
Well, that's going to wrap things up for us. That's going to be a final, 46-35. North victorious over the South in the 2014 Division 4 and 5 State Football All-Star Game here from Show Low High School. Special thanks to our in-studio producer, Sky Perez, on site tonight. Our executive producer, Jerry Butler. For the entire crew from City 4 TV and the students of Show Low High School. And our spotter and statistician tonight, Mike Caldwell. For Bill London, I'm Camden Smith, inviting you back next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Okay, thanks, Sky.